Still says 12:03 on my clock.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Plummer, backside pressure, able to hang on to the ball. Throws to the end zone, intercepted. Panthers rush 5. Thompson downfield, wide open receiver. Touchdown, Lance McCutcheon.
So they go 5 wide. Flag is down on the second play of the game. On the move, he throws. This is Olszewski. Gunnar Olszewski inside the 30. Olszewski will take the ball to the 10. 3rd and 6. Leads pocket, fires, caught, touchdown, just like that.
There's nothing better. Skylar Thompson lets it fly. Gives out the seam. Miller, and he makes the catch. Oh, nobody touched him. He's still going.
He's going to go deep for Hyatt, and this time He catches it. Touchdown.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Plummer, backside pressure, able to hang on to the ball. Throws to the end zone, intercepted. Panthers rush by. Thompson downfield, wide open receiver. Touchdown, Lance McCutcheon.
So they go 5 wide. Flag is down on the second play of the game. On the move, he throws. This is Olszewski. Gunnar Olszewski inside the 30. Olszewski will take the ball to the 10. 3rd and 6. Clean pocket, fires, caught, touchdown, just like that.
There's nothing better. Skylar Thompson lets it fly. Gives that receiver. Miller, he makes the catch. Oh, nobody touched him. He's still going.
He's going to go deep for Hyatt, and this time he catches it. Touchdown.
Good morning. Welcome in to Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centuries Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB?
Oh, man. Hey, Bryce, I know. I'm so mad. It's fine. My mic was steaming. Glad I don't cuss.
I know.
Unnecessarily. Tell you what, man. Props to the Jet folks last night. Severe, the panel, Kenny Wilhite. I told you we got to have him on. Held it down. The black shirts, you guys were great. I'm just going to tell you something. If you don't understand setup and tear down better, like host that thing and like our audio guys and production crew, host that thing in the street. I'm just saying, like, just put it back like you found it. Right? A lot of hardworking people trying to put that thing on, and you know, Severe's got to raise money, and I'm glad he uses Hurrdat, and he's in the clear. But our other guys, like, they should know. Just put it back together. Shouldn't be that hard. Rico, you were due, so I'm glad to be mad at you. But whomever else, like, unplugs and plugs stuff in, man, just get it together. Get it together, people. Get it together. Sorry we're late. Glad my mic wasn't super hot because I'd have been hot.
We're here now.
Got to keep watering the bamboo.
I know, man. I know we do, Coach Donnie. I'm glad you got your guys ready.
We're ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. It's now or never. I'm not a big the hay is in the barn guy, so I'm not going to say that, but because you're always trying to, you know, work on your craft. But, I mean, there won't be any new installs.
I'll say your largest portion of time for improvement.
There won't be any new installs coming. We're about refining and making sure that you get lined up correctly, no pre-snap penalties, making sure you know what units you're on. That stuff will be posted. Hey, red KOR. Hey, black, whatever their colors are.
Mamba?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Not doing any Kobe? No Kobe calls?
We got a defense called Kobe.
Yeah?
Yeah. Do you want to know what the signal
You
is?
should call it Black Mamba. Kobe. That seems appropriate.
Man, you know we're creative as all get out. No, we're good, man. A lot of football yesterday. Long day. Your boys got to get back on a normal eating schedule.
Yeah,
The
you had a
eating late
weird
at
day.
night. And it's happened to me a couple times.
Yeah. Gets away
Like
from you a
lately
little
with
bit.
the schedule and the length of days and trying to double dip and be 54 places at once, man. I am it's a fairly normal weekend. I mean, we'll roll. Today will be install. We'll obviously treat it like a Monday.
Like day one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's install, game plan, like printouts, and then tomorrow we'll roll with a regular practice.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got to be at Channel 7. I called Knucklehead late last night. I'm like, hey, what's the weekend schedule?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, contemplating, right? He said, as of right now, there's nothing for Saturday. Like it could be I said, like a complete day off. He said, not going to jinx it, not going to hold my breath. Always wait for something to pop up on the old
little radar.
Yeah, but this little dude, he had some Micah tendencies. I said, hey, and I, I did get to eat with him last week, so I'm not going to cry, right? But I said, hey, I'm not going to ask you to drive up on your day off, man. You want to come down and anything you want me to take a look at or, help at the house, whatever. Like, not going to lie, Dad. Not trying to do anything if we don't have to. But you can come back down tonight if you want. I'm like, hey, man, it's Friday. Like, Coach Samanji's going to have us working. Like, if he said, okay, I'll cut you loose at 4, I'd think about it.
Yeah.
You think that? Nah, it's going to be well into the 5s, right?
Yeah, you're not getting
like, I don't know if I'm turning right around, and we might be good.
So TK asked an interesting question.
What did TK say?
So I know that
they make that cheesy melt look good. You guys in your false advertising, man. Shout out to your food stage prep people.
I know.
It's incredible.
Those things aren't even edible.
I don't even know how come there are never any lawsuits? Is there super fine print on commercials that we can't read?
I mean, usually there's something. I've never read it. I'm assuming it's
got to be really small, and I get it. I'm blind as a bat. But I do have good sonar, so I feel as though it's incorrect.
I don't think sonar has much to do with it.
Yeah, sonar you feel.
Oh, sonar is like hearing, isn't it?
Yeah, sure, but you bounce the frequencies.
So you feel the vibrations.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know, man.
Was this your first rodeo?
I'm not a bat.
Do you not watch Nemo, Nautilus?
Daredevil?
Not really, no.
I
Daredevil?
thought you'd be into Nautilus.
I don't know what that is.
Oh.
You said Nemo first. I thought you meant like finding. I was like, I don't know what.
Well, as in Captain.
Nah, I got nothing.
Oh.
No Nautilus for me.
Those that have seen it may be chuckling internally to themselves, and you're going to be thinking, why would I watch Nautilus?
I have no idea.
Feel free to Google the lead role.
Oh, I see what this is. I see what this is. So it's okay when you do it.
Oh, need we revisit the helicopter comment?
You made the helicopter comment. You attributed something to me that you made up in your head.
No,
that's what happened. That's what
basically what you intimated without saying
that's not
a
what I
thing
intimated
or thinking a thing.
So I came in this morning, and DB's car is not here. I go, hey, what car did you bring today? And he goes, I came in on a helicopter. I kind of just looked at him, and then he intimated that my thought process was something racist when my thought process was, where would he find a helicopter? Not because it's because I know this man, and I'm gonna put you on blast a little bit here because you started this morning, right?
Wow.
I know this man. He's like, if I had gotten here on a private jet, I'd be like, okay, he knows people with private jets. I get that. That's fine. I don't know that he knows anybody with a helicopter.
Where would we have landed?
I don't know. That was part of the whole equation. Like in the Cabela's parking, I have no idea.
I know we're part of Hurrdat one, but it ain't Able one.
I have no idea.
Maybe I ain't putting them on speed dial.
Maybe it's a flat roof I'm unaware of. I have no idea.
See, and that threw me off, too, because I was waiting for you outside so I could get the door for you.
Yeah, I like to sneak up on you because you're weird. I was tapping on the door, and I couldn't get you to turn around.
And I come in, and you're already at the desk. I was like, okay.
I'm like the butler on Mr. Deeds.
Baby,
that is my mother. That dude was about to be pretty rich.
Yeah, good for him.
Old Longfellow.
Then you could borrow his helicopter and get to work.
I'm not getting in a helicopter.
All right.
Are you getting in a helicopter?
Absolutely not.
Well, there you go.
I'm not the one claiming to take one to work, though, so I don't really know what the problem is.
It was the first thing I could think of.
Or you could have just told me the truth. That's an option.
That I parked in the back?
Okay, there you go.
How many times do you think it took me to find the right door? Twice, and I now know which one it is.
Yeah?
Yep, won't happen again.
You come through the kitchen or that door?
That door.
Okay.
Now I'm not,
because I don't like
I'm not even going to fake.
Yeah.
I have missed the wrong door and come through the kitchen.
Yeah, I don't like coming through the kitchen.
That door right there is very accessible.
It is.
And I know which one it is
The kitchen isn't.
You just got to finagle and maneuver.
No, but then you end up all the way over there. It's a whole thing.
And where is our ice?
What do you mean?
We don't have any ice like the last couple of days.
Is it out there?
It's like they both are empty.
Oh, maybe they've been cleaning it. Like sometimes you have to empty it to like clean it all out.
Oh, that wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Well,
otherwise, the ice tastes weird.
Well, how do you know?
I know people that work in restaurants.
So what do you say? Hey, this ice tastes weird. Have you been cleaning?
No, I think like they have a periodic schedule of how often they
I'm
clean
sorry.
it.
What's the word?
Periodic.
Okay.
It's like over a certain
in
period of
intervals.
time.
Yeah, I knew something smart was coming.
Like the table.
A little different, but yeah, same word.
Okay, just wondering.
What is Shane? I'll buy you lunch for a week if you can tell me what NaCl is.
Oh, you didn't know?
NaCl?
Correct.
Is that on the periodic table?
It is not. It's combined of two things on the periodic table.
Yeah, but if I told him H2O, he would know.
Yeah, I'm just saying. He asked if
What is that water?
He asked if
Yeah, both of those elements are on the, as you guys say, periodic table.
Periodic.
Yeah, let's practice our enunciation. You're not vibing. Rico's got you all sorts of hot. We're gonna be all right.
No, this isn't a Rico thing. This is a you thing. This is a helicopter thing.
Rico, I got him all hot.
This is a helicopter thing. No, it's you come in here and you're like, oh, Ravi's being racist. It's because you said a thing that would have been racist, but you made it up in your own head and then attribute it to me.
It's no more racist than
you're like, hey,
my Nemo comment. Shane, stop Googling. It's over.
I bet you were talking about
I didn't Google.
thing, and it's like,
what is NaCl? And I know you Googled. I don't trust you. You picked a golfer that had a 4-stroke lead and didn't concede.
I'm going to say it's one of your dime packages.
What is our? Oh, no, but one of our defenses is called ice, but that's not what it is.
That's not what it is.
No. Do you want that signal?
What's that?
I'm not going to give it to you.
What is it? You guys are super creative with the signals.
Is that creative for a signal?
Not really. I mean,
it's creative because it wasn't the right one.
It'd be creative if it was like if you were giving that to your football players.
No.
If you're on the sideline, just flip them the bird and be like, "Hey, that's the defense."
That's fine. I feel like I've lost you.
NaCl is table salt.
That is correct.
Sodium chloride.
That is correct.
Sodium NaCl.
Yeah. All right, smart guy. You going back to school?
I mean, that's a pretty common one.
Well,
I know. You actually
not for a little
That's not
fucking
common.
NaCl is pretty common.
It's not. When do you ever use that in conversation?
I mean, today apparently.
It is as
everybody's running hot, and we shouldn't be. We got real football tomorrow. It's a meaningful game. If you like volleyball, they pulled off the Battle of Buell beautifully. If you like baseball, I don't know what to tell you because your Red Sox are right where you want to be. And I see you rocking the gear, and you whined and cried and woe is me all year, and I've maintained steadfast. That's a good baseball team.
Hold on. So would we like to talk about who complains about their good baseball team more?
But we actually rot though. You guys are fine.
Gosh. You can't sit here with a straight face and tell me you think the Red Sox are better than the Dodgers. What are you talking about?
I'm telling you, if we started a 3-game set tomorrow, you guys would take 2 out of 3.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, you'd throw May and Bueller and probably be a combined 6-hitter.
I don't believe that.
Yeah,
they're talking about moving Bueller to the bullpen.
Did you not see? Well, that's where Ohtani should be. He threw BP the other night. You didn't see that? At Cape Coral Canaveral? Launch!
I'm just saying, you sweep the Fathers last weekend, you get your lead
Yeah,
back.
we had to put those little Friar Tuck dudes back where they belong.
I'm just saying. Is that a Peter Pan reference?
I don't
Friar
know.
Tuck?
No, it's Robin Hood.
Robin Hood. Different
That's
guy in
the
tights.
second Robin Hood reference in a week, and you didn't get either one of them.
Not a big.
Do you prefer I say either or either?
Doesn't matter.
Are you sure?
Yeah. But
you would look at me sideways if I said neither.
Yeah, probably.
Why?
I don't know. Sounds funny. Either sounds okay. Neither doesn't. I don't know. I don't have good reasons for things. It's just how it hits me.
At least you're honest.
It's like GIF and GIF. I don't have a good reason. When people say GIF, I want to punch them in the face. When they say GIF, I think it's fine.
So that's one of those weird low-key things I didn't know make you so mad.
Oh.
I stopped joking about it.
GIF makes me real mad.
It's just weird.
I don't know why. I don't have a good reason.
It's fine.
It just hits my ear wrong and makes me irrationally angry.
Like not knowing where everything is this morning.
No, that's rationally angry. There's a difference. I can own it when I'm irrationally angry because it's like, yeah, I don't.
Hey,
GIF and GIF probably shouldn't make me that
Did you hear
mad.
this dude on the phone? He goes, I don't know why Sasha's phone isn't on. What is she doing?
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
I'm like, it's 7. What did you? Okay.
I
Fair
said,
game. What did you say?
I said Sasha's phone's not on, so that's not going to help. I didn't ask why. She deserves to have time off.
Wait, she does?
Yeah, she works very hard.
I don't understand why we feel compelled to have to be nice to her.
I don't know. She's pretty nice to me.
Not nice. Oh, she's okay with me. I mean, like, just some people get the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, Sasha's always been good to me. I don't have a reason to be mean to
Well,
her.
Shane's never done anything to you.
That's
you get
not
mad
true.
at him
That's not
13
true.
times a day.
That's not true. That's not true.
It's
You remember that
not-
one time he muted my mic?
No, you're exactly right.
Oh, yeah. That was going to be a problem.
I was pretty mad about that.
I thought you went bully mode.
I do go bully mode sometimes.
Back in the day.
And
I acknowledge that. Sometimes it's not warranted. Sometimes it is.
Right.
Ravi.
Sometimes it is.
Hey, who's that?
That was
That's out of breath, Brian.
Ravi.
The other day when he was trying. I don't remember what he was trying to tell me, but he was wrong.
Oh, speaking of which, guess who hit me up the other day?
Who?
Do you remember?
Ravi.
You remember my man Shane? You remember Tim, right?
Tim Miles?
No, Tim Harvey. Where the one day I infamously asked, could I put my cooking thermometer in the lawn when I wanted to know when to seed my yard?
Yeah.
And he called with jokes, and then we got into like
Mhm.
soaps and brushing your teeth in the shower, and he and Severe would go round and round. So he hit me with a DM and he with a new soap,
Mhm.
and he's like, "Thank me later."
Okay.
And I was like, because it's an inside joke, right? He's big scented soap guy, liquid soap versus bar soap, and
You're a big
I was
Irish
like, hey-
Spring guy.
I am.
Yeah.
I got a nice little collection.
Yeah.
I sent it to
Different
Happer.
sense.
I sent it to Happer. No.
So what's the collection then? I guess that's what I'm asking.
I've got 2 liquids and about 8 bars.
Oh, okay. I
But
thought you were
all, but
strictly a
all of
bar
Irish
guy.
Spring. Okay,
You used to be, right?
quickly.
Okay.
The bar is so I don't feel like I'm at a Diddy party. The
You can't get mad at me. You use the analogy. Like, that's the only thing you can think of, so I don't feel like I'm at a Diddy party. You could have just been like, so I don't feel greasy, so I don't feel slimy.
Okay,
You didn't have to hit me with the Diddy party.
okay, I gotta stop. This is weird. I can't believe you said it. I apologize for those of you out there that are still with us, but just know that it's Friday. You know how you talk about how some things bother you, like GIF and GIF.
Yeah.
As an African American,
Okay.
a black, if you will, I have a problem with when people refer to skin as greasy.
Okay. Is that a racial thing?
I think growing up, it was kind of this stigma
Okay.
where it was like like, ugh.
Because if I'm being honest,
So I'm not a big fan
Fair.
of greasy. Does
Fair.
that make sense?
it does.
So the first thing I thought of was I don't want to say that word.
Okay.
Oily came to mind.
Oily. Okay.
Diddy's been all over the news. So it was the first thing that I thought of.
It's totally fair, but then you can't look at me sideways when I laugh at
Well,
it.
that would be like this.
I'm just saying you kind of side-eyed me a little bit when I laughed at the Diddy party joke.
I wanted to finish what I was saying.
I appreciate that, but like it was a funny line, like I'm gonna laugh at it.
So the liquid is when you want to stretch it far,
Okay.
right? You want to get everything because I wash rhythmically the same way every day. Bars are to feel like you didn't have soft water for the first time in the shower, where you're like, ooh, I feel like the film is still on me. I like to dry it out with the bar soap. Does that make sense, or am I doing too much?
So I actually feel more like there's a film on me when I use a bar of soap.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and disagree.
I'm just saying, me personally, I can't speak for anybody else's shower habits.
What do you get ashy?
But anytime, kind of, yeah.
No, you would know.
Well, I mean, I don't know what the difference between ashy and dry skin is.
Here, so I didn't get. Look, see how that finger looks? Because sometimes I didn't get a little under the ring.
Okay, yeah.
Does that look ashy?
Not really, just look like dry skin a little bit.
Well, that's the same thing.
Well, that's why I asked if there was a difference.
Gotta keep watering the bamboo.
Like,
see,
everybody gets dry skin.
It's cultural. Does it show? Like culturally,
yes,
that's
it'll
where
show.
We have a
it'll
problem.
show on.
I'm not asking you to look like Kevin Durant, but
it'll show on my knuckles, especially if I haven't
Shane
used lotion.
We lost Shane. Shane thinks. I mean, apparently we're just telling jokes today because everybody's got.
TK says what I was gonna say. I know a whole lot of greasy whites.
I'll rock with that. There was a movie and a popular book and a production by one Francis Ford Coppola.
So that's what I was gonna go.
Called The Greasers. But why were they intimated as greasy? Because of what they put in their hair.
So the thing I was gonna think of is Greasers by Francis Ford Coppola.
I mean, he did the movie, right? Didn't Coppola do The Outsider, Shane?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, I was not aware. But
today years old.
I was thinking of a different Francis Ford Coppola thing. It's used as a derogatory term for Italians.
A greaser?
No, being greasy. They would call him greasy, and then a different word that I don't think I'm allowed to say.
Yeah, I'm not like so. Yeah, good on. Maybe we could unite. Although,
so that's what I like. If I were to think of greasy as derogatory, I would think of that.
I have some nice Italian friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think historically they haven't always rocked with the brothers though.
I think there's been a little bit of hostility at times.
Yeah, like they put my man Bumpy Johnson and Frank Lucas out of business.
Yeah,
Genovese's and
they didn't love that they were stepping on the drug trade.
Let's just say business.
I mean, you don't think that Frank Lucas sold drugs? What do you want me to say? The Italians were mad that he was selling drugs. I don't
want to go all philosophical and historical on you, but you know about like gross national products and revenue.
Yeah, I understand.
A lot of it is based on the drug trade. Nobody differentiates it and says, "Well, that's drug money." It's just like
it's drug money for the Italians too.
It's business commerce. Okay. It's Friday. We're trying to be culturally aware.
I'm aware that the Italians sold drugs and Frank Lucas sold drugs. That's what I'm aware of.
Well, I mean, Frank didn't just start it.
I'm just saying they all sold drugs, and the Italians were mad because he was on their business, and their business happened to be selling drugs.
That's fine.
Amongst other themes, and I'm sure he diversified. He seemed like a smart business guy.
This goddamn TK. Everybody hated everybody historically. All right, technician.
I think
I had a football take. I don't know how we morphed
I think the Irish and Indians kind of rock together. It's like a mutual hatred of England.
I don't think there was much of a collab, though.
That's what I heard. I heard recently somebody had been to Ireland, and they're like, there was a ton of Indian people and a ton of Indian restaurants.
Like Indian is in
like my people.
Okay.
And they're like, I think it was a mutual. They like united over a mutual hatred of England.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the enemy of my enemy type of thing. That's what I was told. I haven't been to Ireland. That's just what I was told recently by somebody who had been there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I feel like the Irish are often an oppressed people as well, historically.
Yeah.
And so I think they tend to identify. I think that's why black people adopted gingers.
Ravi?
No? That's the thing that happened on TikTok. I didn't make that up. You know what I'm talking about.
Hey, I'm tripping. I'm sliding.
You brought in, you brought Happer into the fold, even though that man looks like he boils his chicken.
So I got to kick him back out, though.
Okay.
He had a hot dog take the other day, and I'm like,
what was his hot dog take?
Man, you know how principled he is about how he likes his food prepared.
Yeah.
And if it's not the way that he eats it, then it doesn't really count.
Yeah.
Which I find kind of oxymoronic because he'll try just about anything.
He will. Yeah. He's the most open, closed-minded person I've ever met in my life. It's wild.
Incredible. And
it's hard to balance. I don't know how he
threw out a couple of condiments. He's, no, it goes like this and this. And I'm like,
he loves Chicago dogs, but he hates chili dogs.
He rocks with onions too, so we have to probably talk about that if we're gonna hang out.
I'm not an onion. Like, I don't know what we're doing with onions. He put onions on French fries.
Yeah, he's out there now.
Which is, I think heinous.
Ravi.
Is that an unfriendable offense?
No, but it is one of those. I'm gonna look at you sideways for a minute, and I may not eat at your house.
Well, I can't. Speaking of Greasy, what is Michael doing with his hair?
I believe those are called twists.
Wow.
Are those twists?
He might have gotten plugs. I don't know.
It looks like there's maybe been some regrowth.
Hey, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Listen, if you got the cash and you can go to Turkey, go for it, brother.
So, speaking of the collab,
yeah,
did you get the willies yet? So, did you slept fine yesterday? I'm guessing, right? Last night.
Not great, but
was it the whole 5+11 no guardrails? Did it keep you up?
No, that wasn't it.
Eyes wide shut.
That wasn't it. Although, I mean,
you're like, oh my god.
I'm just happy that
I'm terrified. The committee is gonna be so full of trash. There's gonna be SEC all over.
You doing like a Clockwork Orange thing here, or what? What's happening?
Oh,
here?
that was a disturbing scene. Let's not do that.
You're the one holding your eyes open.
Well, I didn't make you say the Clockwork Orange reference.
I didn't.
Just say fair. Kind of like the helicopter thing.
That's totally on you. That's totally on you.
Yes.
The helicopter is totally on you.
I asked this question.
Yes. What's the question?
Several months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Hey guys," in my very Shane voice. "Hey guys."
Claire. That's my best Shane voice.
As in Huxtable, it's clear.
Claire Danes.
No, it's Claire.
Claire Danes.
From Breakfast Club.
Hello, Claire.
Claire Danes. I know the name. She's an actress.
She's in Terminator 3 or 3. Yeah.
I believe she's also.
See, I'm getting.
I don't know
distracted.
if this is going to help you at all, but I think she's.
Good chance it won't.
No, there's. If I had to guess, before I even say the movie, I'm going to say 4% chance you've seen it.
All right.
Maybe a little higher just because of when it came out, and maybe it was a weird teen movie night or something, or maybe like Ray Caruth wanted to go see it when you were in Carolina. I don't know. You bought CDs with him. I'm not like you hung out with him.
I was gonna say the only thing we did together, he gave me the inside-outside tour of his truck, and we went to go get CDs.
Okay, I'm just saying it was like I know those guys you played with. That's all I was doing.
Yes.
I know you weren't going to be going to a movie with Kerry Collins, so
wow.
Although this might be more up his alley. So I believe she is Juliet in the Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio.
That is correct. She's in that movie.
Yeah, there's a 100%.
See, so that's why I said pre-low.
Now, if you would have said Othello,
it's an okay movie.
I'd have been apt to rock with you.
Why Othello?
I would probably associate more with the Moors.
Interesting.
What?
Wonder why.
I'm just saying. I don't need your innuendos.
I mean,
let's go back to the helicopter thing.
Hold on.
It's a joke Tourette's kicking in.
Yep. I'll try to fight it.
If you say it and I choke you came by it honestly.
Yep, I'm going to go for it. Much like Romeo, you have married a couple white women, so you might identify to it. Yeah, that one was worth it. Hey, I have two.
You seem very hurt right now. You're gonna.
I mean, between the two of us, we've married 4 white women. Like, I mean, that's uncanny.
I don't know, man. That's kind of pushing it.
My bad.
I might need some help. Who says that?
My bad. Just thought you and Romeo might have a little in common. That's all.
I mean, you really gave that thought and then let her rip?
I thought it'd be worth it. I feel like it was.
This dude was like Nomar Garcia Parra in the batting box. Just prepping that thing up and was like, yeah, I'm going to let it hum. Wow.
Big Nomar guy.
That's what we're on?
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Not really. I feel like it landed, and I'm pretty happy about it.
Oh, my God. I could crush your larynx. Like, who says that?
Coming up on the show today, we got Tim Verghese at 8 o'clock.
Man, I can't even get to 5+11. Probably got a joke in there, too.
We got Mike Sautter at 9.
Incredible.
And Matt Vrzal at 9:45. I can only imagine how that interview is going to go today.
I hate that dude too. He hadn't even said anything. Wow, that's what we're on.
That's my bad.
Man, I don't even know what to right, exactly, Suave. Wow. You know what? I feel like we hit a threshold.
Was that the line? Did I find it?
Yeah, I mean, like,
okay.
Freaking half gainer.
That's good to know.
Like, what are we on?
We'll back up from that one a little bit. I was trying to find common ground between you and Romeo. That's all. I didn't think it had to be a race thing with Othello. That's all.
Incredible.
I was trying to diversify.
That's all right.
No,
man, you're out.
Should we take a break?
I can't get you out of the house fast enough.
We're gonna take a quick break here, and then we're gonna talk about the SEC
You sat on that.
Yeah, I did. We're gonna talk about the SEC going to 9 conference games. What that likely means for college football playoff. I don't know if DB's coming back. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't know.
Boy, that is tough.
We'll see.
Oh,
that's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Carter, coming off his surgery that he had in January, is moving around really, really well right now. Just every day, he's still, we talk about he's still been in less than 200 or 50 double teams in his lifetime. So just getting used to play in the box in that area, all the receiver stuff, route running things, that comes with ease for him. He's really athletic and has some great traits and can be a mismatch out there. Where he is there is good. We just have to get the physical component for his game to catch up, to everybody else. Heinrich, from spring to now, is a total different tight end. I'm really proud of the steps that he's taken from the spring to the summer camp, from week 1 to week 2, from week 2 to week 3. He's working at it. He's getting more comfortable playing the physical nature of the position, and look forward to seeing what he does this season moving forward, because he's just going to keep getting better and better. He's got a lot of upside.
Let's go all the way back to when you decided, hey, I'm going to sign up to be a big sister, because I know that's always something you're looking for, more mentors all the time.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of people sometimes get maybe a little overwhelmed with the idea. They think they're not qualified. Like, at what point were you just like, you know what, I'm going to do this?
Yeah, so I had kind of been kicking around the idea for a couple of years. So yeah, I can definitely feel that empathy for folks who are maybe like, oh, I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm, qualified. I don't know if, what will I do with my little, what will, so I kind of waffled back and forth for a little bit, and then kind of just decided, after I talked to a couple of other folks who have been bigs in the past, that that I really, really wanted to go ahead and take the leap. So I went ahead, I submitted my application, and then kind of waited for feedback, and then went to the initial orientation. Was just so excited, so inspired by the organization and by the folks who were actually doing our training and our orientation.
When did you know football was your sport?
If I'm being honest, I was probably a freshman in high school because I was just too scared to get hit in middle school. Like I played defensive end in 7th and 8th grade, so I couldn't tell you how many times I would come home from games and my parents were telling me how soft I was, or I wasn't making like plays just because I was ducking out of the way. But in freshman year, and that's kind of really when I started playing quarterback as well. Coach Kidna, who played with my dad, came and he basically saw me throw a football and was like, "Do you want to play quarterback?" And I was like, I mean, I never thought about it, but I would love to try. And he was like, "Well, you're going to be a quarterback and don't let nobody tell you different." So from there on, it was like, all right, I'm all in on this quarterback life, and I'm very, very excited to keep going with it.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
But you know what? That's Nebraska. Good people, blue-collar people, tough people that like football played a certain way. And I see that Eagles jersey. And when people say to me, what's it like being the head coach of Nebraska? Like in Philly, like if you wear a Giants jersey, like you might as well be dead. Like it's a Eagles town. It's a one-team town. That's what it's like here. And so there is no Nebraska State, Nebraska Tech. And so it's been amazing to be here, but I think that's part of it, man. It's just like, we know what we have here, and I want you guys to know what we have here. And then also, like I said before, man, I got nothing to lose. This is my 4th head coaching job. When the time comes, I'm going to go back to Cape May, sell flip-flops, and sit on the beach. So I don't have to be politically correct in terms of like saying what people want me to hear about football. I can speak the truth, because that's how we move the game forward, is telling the real stories behind this game of football.
We're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We're presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. Believe it or not, DB did return for a second segment of the show today, which I'm appreciative for.
I did have to leave the door cracked, though. It was nice to get some fresh air.
Yeah, no, that's probably good. It's it's probably necessary. Appreciate you returning for us today. You all right?
I'm good.
So
I'm good.
We got that.
Sometimes you just got to take it on the chin. I felt like I should have just.
I'll be honest. So that was.
I don't know if
that was totally on me.
I think you stepped on my lead foot. I couldn't get out of the way. No.
You got to.
I saw it coming too.
You got to parry those shots. If you can't move the head, you got to
I
parry.
just roll with it. Pow.
I'll be honest. It's kind of one of those things where I'm not going to blame it on you, because that was totally on me. But I do feel like the helicopter thing got us off to a rough start this morning.
Nobody even knows what I said.
No, I reenacted it for you. Mostly.
Yeah, you left out what I actually said.
Yeah, because I was trying not to get you fired.
It's actually what I get for the Nemo reference.
Yeah.
Did you look at the lead character?
I haven't, because I already know. I already know.
It's fine.
I already know.
Must be Friday.
Don't forget, if you're in the car, like some of our listeners were, and we're having a hard time staying on the road there, much like we did the first segment, make sure you got that seatbelt fastened and make it click. It prevents injuries and saves lives when your favorite show makes you lose control a little bit. This message brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office. So we got that clip from Coach Rhule on his podcast. I am pro him doing the podcast. I'll be honest, I didn't love the first episode.
Yeah, I think that's probably the general consensus, right?
Yeah.
But they're not all going to be like that, and I think it's much like anything we do, except for us. At some point, you'll settle in.
Probably,
right?
Yeah.
You'll get some chemistry, and it's always going to be different. And I think for him, I'm willing. Like I'm willing to give some grace because I think he's got to grow into it.
Yeah, it wasn't that so much. I don't think I'm a John Gordon guy.
No, I get it.
I don't think I am. He doesn't strike me right. I don't know what it is. He doesn't sit with me right.
No, I understand. But the key thing.
Yeah.
The whole key thing. I had some fantastic conversations, and there's a lot of people that disagree with me. And one of the guys that I like a ton, and he didn't give me permission, so I'm not going to say his name. But I felt like this was interesting because it got me to think. Right? He said, he came back and he said, "Hey," he said, "I watched it. I hated it." And what it said to me is, this is a tool for the Matt Rhule brand. It was a TV audition tape that I'm convinced that if he has any success here, he'll be out of the building and lead towards something long term, like a stepping stone, if you will. And I'll keep it a buck. I responded. I said, you know what's funny about you saying that is one of the things that I felt like he felt like was important to him. It was his own deal. He wanted it to be different, in my opinion. This was my takeaway from talking to him, than a coach's show.
Yeah.
And I think he wants it to be unapologetic. So I get the perception that my man had. I do. Right?
That certainly wasn't my issue with it, but I get where he's coming from.
Right?
Yeah,
You could see that.
I understand that.
So
I don't believe that to be what Matt Rhule is about.
Yeah.
I genuinely think when he says, "Hey, I'm doing this to advocate for Nebraska," to advocate, like he's like, when we're recruiting 24/7, 365.
And I've talked to him
Like, I
enough.
believe that.
And as you know, very, 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 very recently, where it's like, hey, who knows what happens after the next 5 years? I hope it's this, but you never know.
Yeah, you just don't know.
And I was like, I said, hey, love the 5-year thing. Let's stay with that and see what happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I get where I think I know where his heart is. So I'm willing to give a little more grace. But I do want to recognize that if not everybody has that vantage point,
I get it.
Then I understand where it landed.
Yeah. No,
right?
I definitely do. That certainly wasn't my issue with it, but I get where that perspective
So let me tell you the second part of his reply. He said, I'll just say this. Either he is a complete unicorn, unlike any other successful coach at an elite level, or he'll never achieve that level of success because he's in a ton of he's being pulled in a ton of directions. Osborne, Saban, Kirby, Paterno, Dabo, Snyder, Urban, heck, even Fleck or Ferentz or Campbell. They would never create a distraction or take time that forces away from their one job. Just because it's got a positive vibe and isn't self-destructive doesn't mean it's an unnecessary distraction. Maybe it's not near as bad as the big Golden Tee Gate or Gate 25, but still.
Sure.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. I'm just telling you, that's not the vibe that I get. I think it's a lot about what I talked about yesterday in terms of branding Nebraska football as something viable that he can go back and later say, hey, look, you're into branding. I don't love this realm of social media and presence, but if this is part of where we have to evolve, let me help. Let me get out in front of this, at least while I can.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I look at it.
I agree. That's how I took it from, obviously, I don't know him personally well, but from everything that we've seen, everything that he's done since he's been here and everything that he's told us, I believe him when he says this is advocating for Nebraska, right? I think it doesn't have to be a distraction if you look at it. Again, we talked about a narrow scope versus a wide scope yesterday, right? If you widen your scope a little bit and say, okay, does this maybe take an hour away from prep time during a game week? Maybe not. I have any sort of disillusionment that you're game prepping for 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. Like, there's other things you do throughout your day, right?
Yeah.
So I have no disillusionment. I don't have a problem with the fact that he works out. I don't have a problem with the fact that he has to recruit during that time period. I look at this, and I think he looks at this as part of his job to make Nebraska appealing on a national scale. That is good for the program. So it's not a distraction in my mind. But that doesn't mean that I'm right? Like, maybe it is a distraction at some point. Maybe it's not. Obviously, this one was recorded before the season because John Gordon was here
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, right? So obviously, this was not a distraction in season. And I understand this is going to land way different if they win a lot this year versus if they don't, right? We're gonna be way cooler with it if I'm right on their record than we are if the pessimists are right on their record, right? Like, they go 7-5 this year, the podcast is going to be an issue. If they go 10-2,
no,
it's going to be an issue to some fans. It's not actually an issue. It's going to be perceived as an issue. If they go 10-2, nobody's going to care.
I mean, even the outward profession of that gives me the willies because you
You
still are
understand what I'm
letting.
saying, though.
I do, man, but you let people off the hook for being ignorant to the fact that those two things don't have to coalesce. They don't have to go together.
I understand.
We make it go together because it fits our narrative. That does not make it right. So if you're going to say that, then say all the rest of that too. So we're not empowering stupidity, because if we're going to recognize it, I mean, feel free to disagree with me, but I just don't like that stance because it doesn't promote any sort of growth. It's like, oh, well, that's going to be, it's too easy of low hanging fruit, and it's not right. Like, it's an incorrect assumption.
I agree that it's not right. That's why I started with the widening the scope thing. I understand. I don't believe that to be true. I believe this to be a positive thing for the program.
Whether you think it's a positive or negative isn't the issue, though. It's how we try to associate cause and effect based on our vantage point.
I don't think this podcast will have anything to do with them winning or losing football games this year.
Let's rock with that.
That is, I believe that to be true. And I would die on that.
Hey, is a coach's show distracting?
Well, no, because you're talking about the games.
Are you?
I'm guessing that would be.
Are you?
Some of them are. A lot of them will like breakdown plays.
Yeah, go back and check out old Devaney and T.O. on their coach's show.
Yeah. No, I get it. I don't think any of it's distracting.
I mean, Bob Devaney was hosting a gambling show. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. No, I understand.
I wish I could hear some of those.
Oh, YouTube's a very vast space. I'll send you some old Bob Devaney sit down clips. Capping Wyoming and.
Did you steal those from Solich too? Just yank
Now,
it right out.
steal is a little harsh.
Borrow. Did you permanently borrow those from Coach Solich as well?
Well, I tell you, thank the Lord for a commercial break. Wow. Greasy. Steal.
I didn't listen.
Stereotyping.
Who was stereotyping?
Well, apparently, Dr. Ravi Umar, the Pan Am Prince African, Ravi Umar. Dr. Ravi Umar Johnson.
I don't know who that is.
Don't Google.
Coming up next, we're going to talk to Tim Verghese.
What is it? Agunde Atan? Wait. Nah, I ain't going to go there. It might be.
I'm not going to say it.
Right over your head.
That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next.
At Centros Federal Credit Union, we have the tools and resources to help our members fulfill their financial goals. With a focus on building a stronger community for the next generation of leaders. Centros Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything we do here is all about development, right? From a recruiting standpoint, and Emmett's really your first person. And in my room, going through the 3-year car wash, 4-year car wash. He's going into his 3rd year with us, and he's developed every aspect of his game. Started with just seeing reads. It started with pass protection. Now it's as he's accomplished all of the things of the running back position. Now he's really at the last stage and really focused on his body. Really focused last offseason, really started to really put the hammer on him as far as getting his weight right. And now he's carrying 205, 203 consistently. And he can tell the difference. We can tell the difference. He's running behind his pads. He's getting physical when he needs to get physical. Everybody knows he can move laterally, but now he's starting to understand the difference between 205 and 193 and what that looks like. And so we're pretty pleased with that.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Yeah, you know, there's some mornings, man, when I get up and I'm like, ugh, I'll put on like David Goggins. I'll put on Jocko Willing. I'll put on these motivational guys, right? And like, they're not like sitting on their couch just saying, hey guys, take a recovery today and feel good about yourself. And that's how you be great. Like, they're running 200 miles. They're talking about extreme ownership. Like, somewhere along the way, we started thinking that hard work was punishment. Like, somewhere along the way, like, we started saying, like, something, you know, injured guys here for us to practice. Go all the way back to Temple, man. Like, no one just sits around and watches. Like, we go over, we're going to get a workout in. And I tell our guys all the time, man, like, there's people paying $69.99 to go down to the local, what do you call it, CrossFit? Go to the CrossFit thing and do the same things you guys are doing. Like, let's not be embarrassed or scared to work hard. Like, the only way you can win on North Broad Street at Temple, the only way you can win coming out here to Lincoln, playing in the Big Ten, I got to go to Penn State, I got to go to UCLA, we got to fly all over the country, is to get a bunch of dudes like the guys you mentioned, Dion Dawkins, Tyler Matakevich. Both guys went to prep school and had no scholarships. No scholarships. And guess what? They're now, Dion's 42nd in the NFL in terms of best players in the league. And that's not me. That's just the work that they put in. And so, man, we want to celebrate work. And I tell you, I love watching those guys as they move on and they dominate. And you like our guys here because this is a cold place in the winter. There's wind blowing. We go outside. We practice the old school way. And you know what? We're getting better and better and better. We'll see how good we are this year, though.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. If you want to get better and better and better with your auto body care, make sure you're hitting up Dingman's over at dingmans.com. They've got 4 convenient Omaha area locations all across the city to make sure they've got you covered. They're locally and family owned and operated with their roots right here in Omaha. Voted first place best of Omaha for 20 straight years for auto body repair. Get to dingmans.com for more info or to schedule an appointment today. We are waiting on our guy, Tim Verghese, here from inside Nebraska. I will say a couple people asked me in the chat about I didn't dislike the whole episode. Like, there were some things that he said that I really appreciated. He was talking about.
I think people are misconstruing what you didn't like either.
Yes, yeah. It wasn't about the podcast. I like the idea of the podcast. There was a part where he was talking about sort of the fear that young people have. And I really resonated with that.
Yeah, I was rocking.
That's something that I've had in my own life. Like, I like the fear of failure and like the anxiety that comes with it and all those things. Like, I thought that was a really important thing to talk about. I don't love John Gordon. And I don't have a ton of experience with him, just in what I have seen from him, a little bit what I've read from him. I have a problem with anybody who tells me there's only one way for people to find fulfillment and purpose in their life, because I just don't believe that to be true. And then I also have a problem when that person is claiming to have the one way and they're sort of trying to sell it to you. Like, that feels a little gross to me.
Yeah.
Personally.
I think Lance brings up a good point. We got a lot of Lances. I think we're just going to go with LC here.
Yeah.
Who I've talked to almost probably for years, mostly through DMs, but I get a good sense of the fact of his philosophy in terms of positivity. I think I get the sense in his life he's either a team builder or a coach builder, or he strategizes with businesses on healthy mindsets, because that's kind of where he and I originally connected. And he brings up an interesting point that I think that Coach Rhule is going to continue to reinforce. He said, too many people have profited financially off of the negativity and despair. Their time is over. I think one of the things of one of his missions is to openly combat the perceptions or misconceptions of Nebraska football as a brand. I think he's going to openly combat that.
Yeah.
Because he's sick of the negativity. It's like,
which is one of the things I appreciate most about
him. He knows the minute they do a uniform release, like, people are going to get pushback. He knows, like, the minute he says blackout, people are going to get pushback. Now, whether their opinion is right or wrong is not his issue. His issue is going to be if people are going to have opinion X anyway, do it your way. Don't, because he's, trying to serve multiple masters gets you what?
Nothing.
So he's just not going to fall into that scope. He's going to be authentic, and he's going to do it his way.
Always doing it his way is our next guest, Tim Verghese from inside Nebraska. Tim, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, how we doing, guys?
Hey, awful subdued. We good? I mean, my voice is the one that sucks. I'm like, hey. I'm just happy I don't have to talk to Ravi near as much during this segment, man. Tim is kind of shaky, man. Exactly.
Tim likes talking to me. He doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I'll fill him in later. And if Tim's rocking with you, Tim's out too. TV, man, what was kind of the feedback of the podcast? Does your audience separate the difference between the idea of it versus the first episode and what it produced, or are they kind of going hand in hand?
Just like Rhules podcast? Yeah. I mean, I think it was pretty controversial when it came out. I mean, my first thought when he announced that and it came out and all of that, it's like, oh man, he has to be, and they have to be extremely confident in this team. In my opinion, even with what he said about, we're in a spot where we can tell the truth, we can do all that. In my opinion, you don't do that if you think 6-6, 7-5 is even on the table.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point, because he does seem to be. I don't think. I mean, we said this earlier, but I don't think doing the podcast, not doing the podcast, has anything to do with leading to wins and losses, right? But I do think he's also very aware of how it'll be perceived if they don't win.
Right. Right. And I just think he knows kind of what this team is capable of and what this fall has in store for this program.
You know, to the point, I don't think he cares.
Maybe.
I don't.
That's fair. Yeah.
And kind of just listening and then knowing his personality, I don't think he's being outcome based to project his next move or what his behavior is going to be. I think he's telling us about the process. This is about engagement. This is about the advertisement. This is about the branding. This is about meeting recruits right where they're at. I think it's a lot like his recruiting philosophy when he's on the road with top 100 prospects. I don't think he gives two cares about what the record is. I think his ideology is based on what he thinks Nebraska is and can be, not what it was in terms of its past. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm right. I'm just saying, like, I think he's just too process oriented to be detoured by the fact that they may not be 9-3, right? I don't think that's going to dictate his behavior.
Right. That's fair.
The way he recruits hasn't, right? The way he talks about the program hasn't. The way he feels about the state hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're talking about a guy that embraces the cornfields and the ag community and corn and, you know, tradition, and mixing it with boom boxes and the latest, you know, some new Terra X shoes or something like that. Like there's this meshing of understanding where they've been and putting it together with where he thinks they could be. I don't think it has anything to do with the outcomes.
Right. Yeah. That's fair. I don't know. For me personally, I just kind of thought that, but it also is just kind of like the media brain of like, oh man, what about the pushback if this, you know, whatever. But like at the same time, it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's ever affected him necessarily and how he's done the job.
So Tim, as we kind of moving on from the podcast part of this and getting into, I mean, we're less than a week away from the season, and obviously your perception of it was, hey, this is a guy, not just from the podcast, but sort of throughout his, you know, he's done a lot of media in the recent weeks. It seems like this is a guy that's very confident about his football team. Whether it's talking on Sports Nightly last night about how well he thinks Dylan's doing, whether it's talking about last year, he felt like his team was kind of whiny at times and doesn't think that's the case anymore. Like, that's the comment that actually stuck out to me the most of all the like Coach Rhule stuff I consumed yesterday. Were you surprised at all that he kind of went there with last year's team versus this year's team and the mentality?
Not necessarily. I just think it's kind of like, again, it's how he gauges like progress, you know, and it is just kind of this like, hey, how often are we getting back talk to things? How much are we getting pushback on things? How much buy-in are we getting? I think especially when you look at some of the guys they lost in the transfer portal and not necessarily to the draft, but just to graduation and moving on. Like, yeah, I do think in general, I think, and then you look at who they lost, who they added in the transfer portal, who they really kept around, who stepped up as leaders. I think in general, I mean, I think you can notice that. I mean, again, talking to this team, I think you notice like further entrenched in the culture than they were even a year ago. And I thought last year, I was like, okay, hey, yeah, this team is really starting to buy into the culture. I think it's really starting to get there. I think this year, much more so than last year, like where they're at this point in fall camp, I think it's complete buy-in, and I think it starts at the top with the coaching staff, but then it starts at the very, very top within the players, with the leaders on both sides of the ball, with Dylan, with Emmett, and the defensive side with Riley and Sierra and those guys. Like, I think there's just buy-in right now.
So, Tim, how much of it do you think matters that whatever he currently says, he's pretty sure that that's not the first time whomever he's talking about has heard it, right? You just get the sense his level of communication, he's not telling us anything last night on Husker Sports Nightly that team was not aware of last year, or this team hasn't heard for the first time this year in terms of the comparison and his communication style. You think that's a fair assumption?
I think it's a very fair assumption. I think again, and I know this for the most part. Again, I don't know. I don't think it's a thing across the team. I don't talk to everybody on the team. But for the most part, I mean, I feel like the staff is pretty straight up, pretty transparent with where guys stand and where teams stand. You know, like I mean, I feel like expectations for last year and the year before were all pretty realistic. I think they have an idea of again what this team wants to be. I think again, it's been a lot of just getting guys to buy into the long-term plan. I think not started, but I think you really started to see that come through with, you know, Riley Van Poppel's decision to redshirt. I think that it showed kind of complete buy-in in the long-term outcome and the long-term, you know, kind of growth and development of this program. So I think it's little things like that I look for, but in general, like, yeah, I think there's been just generally like, and David, you know this as well. Like, I think there's been generally transparency with the players and the people around those players about where they stand and kind of what needs to improve for those guys to either see the field or for them to kind of see more snaps or whatever.
Tim, as you kind of, I don't know if you saw this yesterday, Avery Howard did a one-on-one with Dylan. And one of the things that he said that really stuck out to me, and kind of talking about buy-in and sort of the struggle that they're asked to go through, is how much he struggled physically with when he got onto campus and getting through workouts and things like that, and just how challenging it was last year, you know, to get through the season as first year true freshman starting quarterback. And I actually think it's really positive that when guys go through struggles early and can come out the other end, right? Like, I think that's a really positive thing. So I guess my question would be for guys like, and I know you're a big DJ Lagway guy. I know like Archie Manning is a guy that hasn't really gone through the struggle
that
yet.
we know of.
That, yeah, at least on the field, right? On the field, hasn't really had the opportunity to go through the struggle yet. DJ Lagway has a lot of success early. As you're kind of evaluating guys coming out of high school, going through college, and sort of their progression, have you noticed any like tangible, even anecdotal benefit of like, hey, this guy struggled early and got through it, and he ended up better on the other side?
Like maybe the fact that Trey Taylor's not racking up double-digit wins every time out in high school, right? Like,
right. I think that's a good thing for Trey. I think that's a very good thing for Trey. I think it adds a chip to his shoulder, and I think it shows him, again, like tangible improvement. Also shows you where the kid's at. I mean, I've talked to the kid plenty. I mean, this offseason, we did 2027 rankings, and a lot of fans were like, oh, well, you know, and also On Three and Rivals merged, so there was a merging of the rankings. So Trey slipped a bit for us, but he's still like the number 5 quarterback in the country. But, you know, he's, I think, right in the 80s now in terms of total ranking. I've already talked to Trey. I talked to Trey before that because I kind of knew what was coming. And I talked to him afterwards, and on both sides of it, again, the conversation was, well, yeah, I've got to win more. I know what the deal is. I have to win. I have to show I can win more. And again, I think there's an honest conversation there about, you know, kind of what he needs to do on the field this fall and all of that. But he knows where he stands. And he can be honest with himself, and he can be honest with the situation. So yeah, I'm excited to see how Trey attacks, you know, this fall after some of the setbacks. But in general, yeah, I think it's good, especially at the quarterback position. I think one experience and 2 struggles does make the quarterback. And you know, like, you know, I think there's a lot of speculation right now on what Arch Manning is going to do after this year. There's stats out there, and the Manning family is very, very serious about the stats. In general, I think a lot of these top quarterbacks that have NFL pedigree are serious about these statistics, about the benefits of starting 2+ seasons at the college level, like having that starting experience, playing those games, doing all those things. We're seeing the downside of it with Anthony Richardson right now, having lost a job. One, I'm just in general anecdotally saying, I do think unless it's like the Colts or the Saints at the very top of the draft, I think Arch is coming back for 26. But in general, I think all of these guys, the guys in college football right now, I think DJ would tell you his struggles came in high school. I mean, I straight up saw DJ his first 2 years of high school kind of work through things. There was I distinctly remember this 7-on-7 state 7-on-7 tournament in Texas the summer between his sophomore and junior year, and he was going up against Austin Novosad, who's up at Oregon right now battling Dante Moore for the starting job up there. And Novosad's a year older. Novosad is like, kind of on the rise. And we're like, this is the opportunity to watch a rising quarterback in Lagway. And Novosad who's really starting to rise and put his name on some radars. And I thought Novosad performed exceptionally. And with Lagway, it was like, oh man, like, okay, well, his feet look better, but what's going on with his upper body? And then there were certain drives where it's like, oh, well, his upper body look better. What's going on there? We talked to him afterwards, and he said, yeah, so me and my trainer, we've really been working on sharpening, my upper body mechanics. And so as a result, my lower body mechanics slip sometimes because I'm really kind of working on the upper body. And when I'm doing that, it's just there's a lot of mentally going on with him right now. And so I was like, oh, well, that justifies your performance this entire weekend. And I essentially wrote all that whole weekend off to, I'm going to take the bright spots of this and I'm going to dump the bad parts of this because I know he's working on technique. And that factored into evaluation. And you saw all of it really come together as a senior. That's like the high school level of it, of like struggling early and then making the jump. Dylan didn't really have that in high school because he came into high school and kind of like, what was kind of having that journey at Burleson, then moved over to Chandler and kind of stepped in and had success there. And then the same thing at Buford. So like he was already further ahead than a lot of the high school quarterbacks to the same level. So for him, the adjustment wasn't going to happen till college. At a bigger picture, if you zoom out and you look at like, is this necessary for quarterbacks? I mean, we saw what Bo Nix did at Auburn and what happened at Oregon. We've seen quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels, the ups and downs at Arizona State and what that led to at LSU. I think a couple of these guys, I think Dante Moore, I think what you're going to see from him this fall and moving forward is a result of getting that year at UCLA to kind of work through kind of some of the troubles he's had. And now, having an opportunity to sit, watch the film, get behind there. And I think compared to all of these guys, I think something we're still underestimating with Dylan is how cerebral he is. And again, when we talk about struggles, how much relative it is to other people, where others are still working technique, others are still working through minor things. For Dylan, it's like, okay, how can I process this like an NFL quarterback as a freshman in college? Like, that's the difference.
Yeah, it's just fascinating. And I apologize ahead of time for always looking at the like the mental and the emotional aspect. I can't state enough how I think it's important. If you want to give something, you have to have received it first, right? So if Dylan wants to impart wisdom on going through the struggle, you clearly have to go through it, right? And the self-awareness that he shows to be able to talk about what he went through in year one was something that you're not going to get when you move to high schools within a year. And then you go from Chandler to Buford. Because if we're being 100% honest with ourselves, some of the reservations we had about Dylan was the fact it was presenting this perception, because I don't really know why each move happened, but it was, well, it must have been this, so he's doing this, or it must have been like this at this place, so he's going here now. And whether that's true or not, the key is that he's self-aware enough now to talk and pinpoint what he went through, what it felt like, and what you have to do to not feel like that again, right? Like I just, and the reason that resonates with me, because I don't know really any successful people over time that haven't been through that, where if I'm Ed Stewart and I'm really, really good coming out of Mount Carmel and I want to leave school, what am I drawing on that's going to keep me in school to not leave? Or if I'm Lawrence Pete and I'm struggling and I want to leave school, if I'm Tommy Frazier and I'm homesick and I want to leave school, what am I drawing on that keeps me? Like, all these guys that are really, really good have gone through things where there's this, like, I can relate to, so I'm going to draw on in crunch time. And if I don't have it to relate to, what's the culture that's supporting me so I can buoy what I'm feeling off of? And clearly, for Dylan, it was the leaning on Coach Rhule and the openness of embracing struggles and failures, whether it's, hey, Dylan, I went through this in Carolina, I felt like this. Hey, year 2 at Baylor, I felt like to be able to be vulnerable and openly discuss it it's got to be one of the primary reasons for growth if we're actually going to see it in his game. Are you tracking with me there, Tim?
Yes, 100%. And you brought up a good point about the high school situation and his background. Like, I do kind of wonder a little bit when you mentioned, kind of the struggles through like winter workouts and all of that. Yeah, nothing in high school for the most part is going to replicate those college workouts. But I wonder how much of it was struggles because, when everyone else is kind of going through those boot camps or whatever, he's moving schools because that happened 3 times in high school. Like how many times was it where like, either he missed it or he was enrolling at the same time as or whatever. And it's also, again, he's the 5-star quarterback. By the time he got to Chandler and by the time he got to Buford, for better or worse, I do think Dylan's a competitor and was obviously in the mud with the guys. But like, I don't know, the coaching staff's like, hey, you're getting thrown into Matt Rhules at Buford High School with everyone else. You know what I mean? I don't think that was necessarily happening.
Talking with Tim Verghese from inside Nebraska. Tim, as we kind of shift gears here a little bit, obviously, I don't think Torrey Pittman had committed yet by the time we talked to you last week. I think that happened right after we were on the air. But what I did want to ask is what you thought about the timing of that, how that went down in terms of what you expected his recruitment to look like versus him ending up committing reasonably early.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of expected him to, not kind of, kind of expected him to make those visits in the fall. Fully thought kind of he was, I think Schaefer was on here early this week and I think put it the right, like, just, kind of enjoyed the attention he was getting and was talking to schools and was kind of like excited about, getting on the road and seeing some of these programs for the first time. So
weird too.
Yeah. So I think it says something that he was just bought in and he committed. I think it's I wrote it up and kind of just, I think the credit here goes to Addison Williams, who kind of took this recruitment over since he joined the staff, and especially since June has been leading communication. Of course, Rhule's been involved, others have been involved, but I think this Nebraska getting over the top and getting him committed, I think does come down to the relationship with Addison Williams, the trust in Coach Rhule, and just kind of what the belief in what the program is building. So I'm excited to see kind of what he does this fall. I think he's going to just end up shutting things down, end up just at Nebraska a few times, come down with Kylan, his teammate, another Nebraska target, and get started peer recruiting. And I talked to Trey and Tori a little bit, and both those guys are already peer recruiting. So they're off to it. It's obviously a tremendous land for Nebraska. He's the highest rated in-state player and in-state commit for a reason. I love the tape. I've seen him in person in various settings. I've seen him in pads. I've seen him in 7-on-7. I've seen him in practice. So I've seen him in different settings. Really like the player. Really like the overall like general feel for the game. I do think I think there's some expectations on him as a junior. I do think he's going to have to be like, all right, well, you had some flashes as a sophomore. Now it's time to dominate like a top 20 player if you are a top 20 player. So I'm excited to see what he does on the field this fall.
Yeah, it's interesting. I want to fast forward just a smidge because it's right around the corner to Cincinnati and Thursday. I spoke yesterday in Nebraska City. I think the second question I got, Tim, was one in which we've been talking about almost all off season, and it's a legit one, right? I worry about the run game. Can we stop the run? When you look at opponent previews and you're looking at Cincinnati, and I know you guys are just getting into your dives on site with the opponent previews, how much of, because remember the whole UNI thing in the second half of Colorado, and we talked about leaky yards, and there were these great debates on what it meant for the long haul in terms of Nebraska's tackling, and turns out it was a fairly decent precursor, which is not something I thought real time, because I'm looking at, well, shoot, man, you and I still average less than 3 yards a carry, and this is how much do you think of what we'll see Thursday night will be applicable long-term to who Nebraska is defensively?
I think the closer we get to the game, I really kind of did a deep dive yesterday, or deep-ish dive. I'm really going to get into it over the weekend, but kind of a deep dive on them over the weekend or yesterday. And specifically with the offense, I think there's some questions on the line. I think that this is a unit that compared to last year, They had some continuity. They no longer have that continuity. They spend in the portal. They feel generally good about one big portal addition. And so I think their line's a bit of a question. So I think both sides kind of enter that game with that offensive line, defensive line question. So, I think, it's an opportunity for Nebraska because I do think the combination of Keona, Riley Van Poppel, Elijah Judy, Cam Leonard probably has a little more experience than Cincinnati's defensive line altogether. Can that come together, and are they good enough to kind of penetrate that backfield consistently, and maybe push that line of scrimmage back a little bit. But I do think, regardless of who's blocking up front, I do think this team's going to get challenged from a tackling perspective by the two backs they have, Tawi Walker and Evan Pryor. I think Walker's obviously a big bruiser back, and Pryor's more like the home run hitter. And I think those two guys are, Tawi started his career at Oklahoma. Pryor started his career at Ohio State. These are former Power 4 guys. These are guys that, Nebraska may see different versions of, but these are the type of players Nebraska is going to have to be ready to tackle down the line. I see this game and I say, okay, if Nebraska can limit Pryor and limit this room, limit Walker, limit Pryor to under 3 yards a carry, I feel a little better about what they may be able to do against Jordan Marshall and Justice Haynes against a better offensive line in Michigan a few weeks down the line.
Is Justice Haynes going to be healthy?
I don't know. I've got an eye on that. I still think Jordan Marshall's really good, and I still think that running back room, regardless, is going to be really good. Like, I do think, again, we talk a lot about Haynes because he's a transfer. Man, I really like Jordan Marshall. I really like what I saw from him last year. I think he might be the bell cow for them at points of this year, especially if Haynes it doesn't end up being healthy for a long stretch of time. But yeah, I think for me, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the how they're able to stop the specific backs. Maybe not necessarily how they adjust to the line, because as we all know, they're going to see better lines than Cincinnati's at points this season. I think USC's offensive line has a chance to be better. Iowa's is going to be better. Obviously Penn State, I think, is going to be better. And Michigan, of course, as well, is going to be better. So the best teams you play, you're going to face better offensive lines, but can you stop power forward type running backs? I think that this week will be a good opportunity to kind of see if they can. And, we talk a lot with this team about, the defensive line. I want to see if the culture remains. It sounds like it has, just of Tony White. Of what I loved about watching Tony White's defenses was the way the guys rallied to the ball. And I think this unit will do that. I think under John Butler, I think there's been an emphasis on that. But I want to make sure that part of this defense has stayed intact.
I was talking to one of Nebraska's coaches yesterday, and I said I offered Tanner Mordecai as a comp for Sorsby. When you look at the way that Sorsby likes to play, his experience, the way that he can maneuver escapability in the pocket, throwing, delivery, do you buy that comp, Tim?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm open to opinions.
No, like I see it. I get what you're. I'm trying to think if there was someone better, because I've been trying to rack my head around it. But you mentioned Mordecai, and it does kind of make, because I also think the Sorsby we saw at the start of last year and the Sorsby we saw at the end of last year are not the same. The exact same player. And I do think there were some struggles there by the end of the year. And I don't necessarily know for sure if. I mean, they've got solid weapons. Do they have better weapons? I mean, these are guys that, maybe have a little more to them from a profile standpoint, athletic standpoint. But there's not as much production there. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, but last year when I saw especially the end of the year Sorsby, some of the collapses and some of the just kind of, it felt like he was in his head is the best way to kind of put it. Moments kind of came from, I think, the debilitating the situation around him. It wasn't like, hey, Adrian Martinez is, kind of mentally collapsing because the situation around him is also collapsing. But it was like, okay, well, he's clearly at this point kind of holding his team back because he's not willing to make the play. And so I think that's resolved now with, kind of additions to the line and some, at least reinforcements at receiver. But with Sorsby specifically, I think Mordecai is probably the solid comp of just the guy that, like, I mean, I think we could say this about Mordecai. They were game to game, you couldn't count on him as being the guy that can elevate a team to a win, but there were individual games where he absolutely could do that.
When you look at the running element from Sorsby, how much does that concern you? You talked a lot about the running backs, but I do think the running quarterback, as DB and I talked about yesterday, that messes with the math on your defensive fronts quite a bit. What's your level of concern there with Sorsby in terms of his ability to hurt? I mean, much like Mordecai did, how his ability to hurt Nebraska with his legs.
Yeah, it's just something they're going to have to account for. I trust, and I kind of think in practice, I think it's going to end up being Latif that's the scout and giving them the looks of what Sorsby maybe will give them. I think the fact that they have all these different quarterbacks with various skill sets is good and does help them, kind of prep for some of these games. One thing for me, and I'm curious to see how y'all feel about this. I kind of think Nebraska is going to be aggressive attacking teams that do try QB runs and option games and things like that because of how multiple they want to be defensively. I think they have the attacking linebackers and the speed, both in the linebackers and in the third level of the secondary, to kind of stuff those angles and kind of eliminate kind of an option game. Like I kind of think that's how I see them attacking kind of option attacks and QB run game attacks is just, hey, we have Vincent Shavers, we have Javen Wright, we have Deshaun Singleton, we have Malcolm Hartzog and Marcus Buford back there. Like we kind of just trust those guys in our defensive front to kind of eliminate that. I don't know. That's just kind of how I see it. I kind of think you're just matching up your athletes on defense with the quarterback.
TV, you're always so businessy. I want you to have some fun here for a second, right? Because you're really good with evaluations. I kind of like your projections. Is there a player, and I don't know if it has to impact winning or losing, but is there a player you're excited to watch or see play that maybe new or like maybe he's gonna next level that you just want to get joy from seeing if they're what you thought they were, if they're what you thought they were, or that you just want to see how they've developed. Like if you just allow yourself to be a fan for a second, who's somebody you're excited about watching on Thursday that you may not have a huge Rolodex on?
Yeah, the closer we get to it, I think it's Jameer Khan. Like I love scrappy little corners. I love scrappy little DBs. I love them. I love like when I was covering A&M, my favorite player to watch week to week was Tyreek Chappell. This little corner, like 5'11" out of
Felipe
Philly.
Sparks.
Man, so scrappy. Like it was so yeah, and I think he's back for his senior year. He's kind of had some ups and downs since that year, but like I love the year he had when I was there. But yeah, I love scrappy little corners, and I love guys that want to hit, that love football, that play, and Khan's just like my kind of DB, So I'm excited to see him in action. I'm excited to see the secondary in general. I do think I do think Andrew Marshall is going to surprise some people and just his ability to hold up at the boundary and, another year of Sierre. I think sticking in the secondary, I think you can see where my head's at. I love secondary. It's my kind of my wheelhouse. The other one I'm excited to see just how much we get of him early this year, Rex Guthrie, because I think he's going to be that guy rotating in at Rover. And I think he has an opportunity to kind of really fulfill and really like emerge as like Nebraska is going to, I think I can just see a world where, down the line, as good as Deshaun Singleton is and as talented as he is and as many different things as he can do for a defense, for what Nebraska wants that Rover position to be, I think there's a point this year where Nebraska is going to be pointing to Rex Guthrie film and being like, this is what we want out of this position.
How many young guys you think you see in that too deep?
Ooh, freshman, sophomore. I mean, I think it's going to be a lot. I mean, you just look at the roster and 90 of these guys are sophomores or below, so I think it's going to be a good bit. But on the defensive side alone, I mean, I think we're going to see, Guthrie's the name we mentioned, Khan's the name we mentioned, who technically is going to be like a sophomore, but yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of those guys. I think we could see, Amari Sanders is going to be in there, Caleb. potentially in there. Like, Jeremiah Charles, I think is now an older guy technically, right? Wouldn't he be a junior, considered an older guy?
Sophomore, I think, technically.
So the way that I've kind of dumbed it down is anybody that's older than Caleb is an old guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of because
no, that's fair.
Different people have different designations, right? Sophomore, redshirt, so I think anybody that's older than Caleb for me is an old guy.
Yeah.
When you got Donovan Jones too, we didn't mention Donovan Jones.
Right, Donovan. I think he's going to be in there. So yeah, I think in the secondary there's going to be a lot of young guys. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Dawson Merritt on that linebacker 2 deep. And then up front, you could see maybe a Cade on there, maybe as like the third. I don't know if they go 3 deep on the D line this year, but if they do, I think I wouldn't be surprised to see Cade on there. And yeah, I mean, offensively, you're going to see Cortez. You're going to see Jeremiah probably rotationally, maybe not super early, but you're going to see Quinn. And you're going to see, of course, Ja'Cory and the rest of those young receivers, Keelan. So, I mean, I'm excited to see kind of how deep they go at Cincinnati. I don't have a prediction just yet. I know I'm not going to see y'all until next game. Like where I'm at, the way I'm leaning towards it as we get closer to it, I'm like, this could just look like Wisconsin again, where, it's maybe a higher scoring affair, but Nebraska kind of pulls away late, or it's never really close. And the final score is like, hey, Nebraska's like, I could see it being something like 41-31 or 41-28, something like that.
So, Tim, you mentioned you're not going to see us again until after we've played a game. That means I need to get your win prediction from you today. I know that's everybody's favorite thing to do. Where are you thinking? What are we thinking about for win total?
I think I'm going to be safe. I think I'm going to be relatively safe. I think I'm going to say 8. I'm going to say 8 just because I don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt of, potentially slipping up at some point along the way. There are a few games I see on the schedule where I'm like for one example, I've seen a lot of fall camp buzz about Nico, and I look at that roster and I see a roster that is improved from last year, and that's a team that did beat Nebraska last year. At the same time, I do see Deshaun Foster acting a little, over the top a little bit in fall camp. I don't know if y'all have seen the reports out of that. He's kind of like close things off to media, and like I never liked that from a coach.
We talked to what was our buddy from UCLA, Mike, and he's like, there were those little comments about what little we've gotten to see, and kind of Foster's demeanor, and I watched his vibe on the Big Ten camp tour too. I think there's definitely something to that kind of locking it down mentality that UCLA's done. I don't know enough to know the why, right? But I'm with you on the vibe that it seems like it's been a little lockdowny.
It's been locked down, and yeah, I mean, there's been some positive buzz on where Nico's at and kind of what they think he can do. His fit in the offense. They have some weapons around him. Like I do think that receiver room is legit. They quietly added, I think his name Javian Thomas out of Cal, a back I like a good bit behind Jaden Ott last year. I think the defensive line, go look at who they've added there. They've got some depth and they have some talent. So they're going to be salty defensively. Like that's a game that I could see potentially being a trap game or a tight game for Nebraska. So I think 8's where I'm at just because I think there's an opportunity for some potential slip ups. But yeah, 9, potentially 10. Isn't necessarily out of the question, but I think 8-9, I think is a solid goal, and I think you should feel good about this team if they come out of this season with 8 or 9 wins, because it is all again you want that year 3 jump, but looking at this team, looking at the schedule, looking at what this team wants to be moving forward, I think this year is you take some lumps, you learn what it takes to win close games, and then next year is when you really kind of gun for a Big Ten championship, a playoff spot.
That's our guy, Tim Verghese, Inside Nebraska. Tim, appreciate the time as always. Appreciate the prediction as well. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds great. Appreciate you guys.
You know what I think a jump is?
What's that?
Not giving games away.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch. Let's be very critical of that.
I know people have given me a hard time about my prediction and things like that. But when I look at this team last year, when I look at the schedule, and when I think about what you just said, how many teams beat Nebraska and how many games did Nebraska give away?
If you just don't give it away.
I can get to 9 or 10 in a hurry.
That's progress.
It is progress. But if they don't give games away, I can get to my number in a hurry. That's all I'm saying.
Am I prepared for that? Will there be more jokes, more innuendos?
Never. I don't make any jokes. I don't make any jokes. I don't say anything out of pocket.
No.
I'm a straight shooter.
No.
We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
At Centris Federal Credit Union, we have the tools and resources to help our members fulfill their financial goals. With a focus on building a stronger community for the next generation of leaders. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything we do here is all about development, right? From a recruiting standpoint, and Emmett's really your first person. And from in my room, going through the 3-year car wash, 4-year car wash. He's going into his 3rd year with us, and he's developed every aspect of his game. Started with just seeing reads. It started with pass protection. Now it's as he's accomplished all of the things of the running back position. Now he's really at the last stage and really focused on his body. Really focused. Last offseason really started to really put the hammer on him as far as getting his weight right, and now he's carrying 205, 203 consistently, and he can tell the difference. We can tell the difference. He's running behind his pads. He's getting physical when he needs to get physical. Everybody knows he can move laterally, but now he's starting to understand the difference between 205 and 193 and what that looks like, and so we're pretty pleased with that.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here from Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Don't forget, we've got real football this weekend, which means you can get 75-cent wings tomorrow and Sunday here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill at either location, La Vista or Gretna. Make sure you come check it out.
That segment we talked about, I want to push that back.
Yeah.
9:30.
Okay.
I don't like early.
We got to make time. I'm just saying we got to make time.
But that's on us.
I understand. We got to make time.
That's on us.
All right.
I mean, discipline yourself.
Discipline myself.
Yeah. Well, who sets the flow of the dialogue on the show?
I think you assume it's easier to keep this thing corralled than it is,
Well,
because it is not.
I guarantee you one thing. If we switched roles, I would know to take a break if I wanted a 9:30 segment.
I understand. You've been doing this longer than I have. You're probably better at it than I am. That's okay.
I don't. But I don't like that seat.
You're just on the wrong side of the table.
Did I tell you how I let AJ kind of usurp power?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I think he's more comfortable that way.
Yeah, kind of
He
leading.
ain't gonna get that with you though.
Kind of leading.
Yeah. I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, man, but I got to put Rico on audition.
Yeah.
Why didn't anybody rock with Suave when we get a guest, when we can do a guest person?
I don't know. We kind of got comfortable with Austin, and Rico's going to get a shot next week, though.
After I boot you, I'm going with Rico.
Go for it.
Wait, a shot when I'm gone?
Yeah.
Oh,
On
do you want me
Thursday.
to call you?
Yeah.
Can
If
I
you want to.
like whenever I want to?
Yeah, just give us a call. I'll send you what the lineup is, so you know where the gaps are, and then you can give us a call whenever you want, whenever you're ready.
One thing I'm really, really happy about is I don't have to be. Are you going to send me a link? Because I don't want anybody mad at me that I'm in front of my hotel window and the sun's coming through and my picture isn't good. Was that Minnesota? I was getting crushed by our own folks.
Yeah, because that's when you were doing the show remote from the hotel room, and the backlighting wasn't ideal, but I appreciate you joining anyway.
But guess what, though?
Yeah.
You know that's intentional. Do you think I want to be seen?
No, I'm aware.
Okay.
This is why I had to take camera power out of your hands.
I know. I can't even freeze my.
I know.
I can't even freeze my screen. I don't appreciate you just like. It's
Telling
almost
the
like
truth?
I'm a bad driver, so you take my keys. Like I'm not 10.
I mean, if you're 10, you probably are a bad driver.
I don't know. It depends on what part of the country you were raised in.
Well, that's true.
Some of them folks are out there driving early.
Some of the people,
Jimmy!
some of the people on the farms tend to drive those trucks a little early.
Yeah.
I will say. So I'm going to tease
I was on a gravel road yesterday.
Yeah.
Scared to death.
Not a big gravel road guy.
There's construction work on my way out to Nebraska City.
Mm.
And Terry told me a couple weeks ago, he said, hey, I know your minutes are important to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you there's traffic from blank to blank with road construction.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have landmarks in my head of where he was talking about.
Mm.
And I give myself a 4-minute window to be off going to Nebraska City.
That's not a huge window.
Yep. So I quickly got on Google Maps. I took a left on Kenosha Road. I have no idea what little town I was in.
Like Wisconsin, Kenosha.
And was on a gravel road for 4 miles to beat the construction. But then when I came out,
Mhm.
I had to wait for those little escorts when you have to go one lane.
Oh, when they have the sign and they're like, stop. When they've
Yeah,
got
I had to wait for one of those.
I hate those.
So coming back, I took 50. No, I took 2 to 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went up to Syracuse and then down 50.
Was that more than your 4-minute window allowed for?
No, so getting back home was 58 minutes. Getting there is 52. Ish.
So you made it on time?
Well, coming back, I wasn't on the clock.
No, I meant getting down there.
No, I was late, 12:07.
Fresh,
but I stayed until 1:10.
fresh gravel roads can be a little tricky, by the way. Like when
Yeah,
they just put that layer out.
Yeah, it's pretty shifty.
Loose.
Yeah, it's pretty loose.
Yeah, I've been to enough places now. Gravel doesn't bother me.
I don't mind gravel. It used to be when we were out at NCC. That's a gravel road the whole way out there on 114th, or at least it used to be.
Yeah.
I don't know if it still is. Haven't been out there in a minute, but so we got some reps on the gravel road out there.
Mm.
Getting it in.
Yeah.
I did want to say coming up. So the 9:30 segment that DB and I are talking about. I'm excited to let people know that our friends Warhorse Sportsbook is back for football season. We will be doing picks every Friday at 9:30 because I'm going to be able to keep the show on the rails, and we're going to do it at 9:30.
Friday, so that is in between Jerome.
Yeah, so we got to get Sautter out of here on time.
And Matthew Aloysius, Machu Picchu.
We got to get Sautter out on time.
Verzalian.
Yep. So I'm just letting you know we got to get Sautter out on time.
I have not.
Group effort.
I have not been in Piezons in 3 weeks.
Oh, is he mad at you?
No,
Are you mad at him?
No, I don't think so.
You don't? You don't know if you're mad at him or not?
No, I'm still waiting on information for the alumni celebration week.
When is that?
I assume it's Michigan, but I know nothing.
Oh, for like the 30th anniversary or 30th reunion thing for 95?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
But I've resigned
You want to
myself.
point north and your fingers facing west, that's a you problem.
I don't even remember what that was about.
Who knows? As long as I
you
get
want Chuck Bednarik hands, you're going to let that baby rip.
Oh, yeah, I remember. He's never shaken hands with Johnny Rodgers. Them jokers are all sorts of crooked.
Sometimes you can kind of see it when he does, like, he'll do videos sometimes and kind of talks with hands a little bit. And you're like, those hands have seen some better days.
I've seen better days.
That's a fair question, though.
So I want to get back to the hypothetical that I asked you guys, and this led into the whole quarterback thing and the SEC and who was the 4th and 5th team.
And then moving through the middle of the pack of the Big Ten and the whole thing.
You remember this hypothetical I had? And I said, guys, how much money is the SEC leaving on the table by not adding 9th game inventory for the sake of getting a playoff team in and more piece of the pie? I said to you, Ravi, what would that number have to look like? I said this for a week, right? Because the only reason, and it is, we like to beat our chest now because we're already, thank you, it's a pilot car, TG. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Good call.
I got out, there was a Jeep in front of me, and I didn't know if he was going to turn left. And I was like, his window's down. He's kind of tapping on the roof. He's not going to be afraid if I get out. Right? It just seemed very inviting.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, not to kind of jump ahead of you, but are you going to turn left or are you going straight? And he looked at me. He goes, no, I'm turning. I was like, okay, I'll just follow you. Because if he was going to go straight, I was going to go around him. But I wanted to ask first. He's a very nice gentleman. Keeping beat on the top of his Jeep. He's biding time. But anyway.
So the SEC.
Yeah, I know, right?
And how much money are they giving
I
away?
blame Tony.
For giving up a 9th conference
He said
game
pilot car like squirrel.
versus how much money they could get getting a 15
Apparently they like
playoff.
apparently they like the guaranteed money of getting paid by the network for the library.
Yeah, I mean that's
Like, what was so hard about that? You kicked the can all the way down. When was I asking this? And I was being a Richard head about it too. I was like, just making some awful big assumptions that you're going to get a 5th team in the playoffs or the 4th team in the playoffs.
So you know the funny thing about that is I don't even think a 5th team in the playoff gets you the number you need.
Well, if you go
In terms of what
go 4-5, yeah.
You think?
Yeah, it's so I didn't know, but I was talking to my man at Big Ten Information Committee.
Oh yeah, the Twitter account.
Yeah, my dude. And I'm like, they got to be like, if the network offers more money, why wouldn't you take the 9th game unless you're just cocky enough to think we're going to be in the playoffs?
Because you're talking about 16 more SEC inventory games.
Yeah.
Per year.
Yes.
Right? What that to me, so I don't know what the numbers are.
You'll take the guaranteed money.
Not just that, is I don't even think the 5th team gets you to that number. That's a lot of inventory.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the payouts of the college football playoff are currently enough to outweigh that. Right? Like,
Because
that's a big number.
The only reason the SEC would do this is because you start looking at the payouts from the Big Ten and why the number distribution is so big.
And why they just passed the SEC and TV scale.
It's because of the inventory of the
more
9th
inventory.
conference game.
You can make more per game and you're making less money.
And you're already in bed with with ESPN. Why not take the money?
Yeah, you should take the money. You should just take the money.
So we that was 4 months ago.
Yeah. And it took Greg Sankey that long. I'm guessing.
Was it just the posturing to see if they could get the deal?
So here's the thing. It's the posturing to get the 5-11. That's what it was. I think.
And I'm not mad at that really, because I do think Petiti offering ridiculous numbers for playoffs teams is to basically, it's like if somebody says, hey, what's it take to get you here? You overshoot your number so you can negotiate it down.
Just be like, hey, I want this. They offer this. You meet in the middle, right?
And look how fast it happened. We're talking 2026 now, right?
Yep. Next year.
Everybody's going to be scheduling like Indiana. Let's go.
Not Not the SEC. They have to play a power conference team now too.
I know.
I like it.
I know.
But that's all. I'm also
so you can still get like a Georgia Tech.
Yeah, you're gonna get your Florida State. You get your Georgia Tech. You're going Clemson, South Carolina. Like all those will mostly stay intact because of that, because they're forced to continue to schedule.
Are you happy?
I'm happier.
But now you have to lay awake at night and get the shakes
about the 5 and 11 because I don't trust the committee at all, or ESPN or the SEC because it's a Ponzi scheme. Let's talk to Mike Sautter coming up next here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Carter, coming off his surgery that he had in January, is moving around really, really well right now. Just every day, he's still, we talk about he's still been in less than 200 or 50 double teams in his lifetime. So just getting used to play in the box in that area, all the receiver stuff, route running things, that comes with ease for him. And he's really athletic and has some great traits and can be a mismatch out there. Where he is there is good. We just have to get the physical component for his game to catch up, to everybody else. Heinrich, from spring to now, is a total different tight end. I'm really proud of the steps that he's taken from the spring to the summer camp, from week 1 to week 2, from week 2 to week 3. He's working at it. He's getting more comfortable playing the physical nature of the position, and look forward to seeing what he does this season moving forward, because he's just going to keep getting better and better. He's got a lot of upside.
Let's go all the way back to
Sure.
when you decided, hey, I'm going to sign up to be a big sister, because I know that's always something you're looking for, more mentors all the
Yeah,
time.
absolutely.
I think a lot of people sometimes get maybe a little overwhelmed with the idea. They think they're not qualified. Like, at what point were you just like, you know what, I'm going to do this?
Yeah, so I had kind of been kicking around the idea for a couple of years. So yeah, I can definitely feel that empathy for folks who are maybe like, oh, I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm, qualified. I don't know if, what will I do with my little, what will, so I kind of waffled back and forth for a little bit, and then kind of just decided, after I talked to a couple of other folks who have been bigs in the past, that I really, really wanted to go ahead and take the leap. So I went ahead, I submitted my application, and then kind of waited for feedback, and then went to the initial orientation. Was just so excited, so inspired by the organization and by the folks who were actually doing our training and our orientation.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, reminding you that you need to be a lifelong learner, especially with your financial education. Whether you're looking for a lighthearted advice from vetted experts or want to learn on your own, Centris Federal Credit Union has the financial education resources for you right at your fingertips. From podcasts to their education center, enrich Use their social media channels as well. You can learn everything you need to know about your financial education. Go to centrusfcu.org to start finding out more and to start learning more about your financial future. Federally insured by NCUA. We are waiting on our friend here, Mike Sautter, to join us from NEBPreps and Hurrdat Sports.
He's logging in now.
And had a little battle at the Buell yesterday. Our
Yeah.
guy Austin was out there covering the festivities.
So they did one. I'm not sure who shot it, but did you see the field level view from the Hurrdat Sports account?
Yeah,
that was kind of pretty.
That was pretty cool. Yeah,
like that was legit.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. Some of the, I guess, reaction to it. I was talking to Austin yesterday about potentially ways they could make it a bigger event. Like this was sort of a Millard thing, right? With obviously the 3 Millard schools and stuff like that. We thought it might be fun to try and make it more of a statewide, maybe play some Class B schools that you're not going to face during the regular season.
Could you see Coach Scott Saunders just bringing Scud on over?
That's what I mean. Like play like Millard West and Scott, or like Millard North and Norris, or like there's some really good teams out there in some of the smaller classes.
Yeah,
that I think would be really fun. That you're not going to see those matchups in the regular season. I think that to me would be sort of the ideal place that this moves forward to make it more of a statewide event. Bring people in from outside of Omaha. Have it be a cool thing like that. I think it'd be nice.
I'd rock with you.
I'd be down for that. Do we have Mike, Shane?
Yeah, he's here.
There we go. That's our guy Mike Sautter from Hurrdat Sports and NEBPreps. What's going on, Mike?
Oh, not much. Just was working on some Sandy Creek Cougars and Central City Bison notes before I head out a little west later this afternoon. So
what time are you going to Central City?
Let's see. Sandy Creek is 4 to 5:30 for their scrimmage, and then 6:30 to 8 is Central City.
Yeah,
so got that little hour drive window in there.
No, I hear you. Not too bad. Let me ask you something on the heels of what happened with volleyball yesterday. I both consume a considerable amount of high school sports. And if you don't pick an individual sport, so for all intents and purposes, take wrestling out of it. And you're just going to do kind of the top. So let me just ask the question. What sport do you think is would reflect or be the least dependent on what class you're in if you want to multi-class an event?
Oh, good question. Probably volleyball.
I almost said that. And talking about volleyball, I'm trying to picture like Norris, and Scott playing in is it volleyball?
Yeah, if you're talking non air quotes individual sports, yeah. So like wrestling's out, track's out, swimming's out, tennis is out. I just the team sports.
Yeah. And track has times and measurables too.
Right. Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah. It's hard data.
Same thing with like swimming. It's all numbers, right? But swimming's really only one class. Yeah, it'd probably be volleyball because we do see it. Like Lincoln Lutheran plays Norris and has played Norris in the regular season for the past handful of years in a row to literally end the season in a regular season matchup. Next weekend, how about if you're Bellevue West, what a headache you have next week, because you have the Bellevue West invite, which is probably the closest thing to a state tournament feel you'll get in volleyball. That starts Friday and it runs to Saturday. But Friday night, Bellevue West football hosts Omaha Central in a pretty big football game too. So you'll be parking it, across Cornhusker and walking or something, or in that neighborhood. Like there'll be people.
That Walmart across the street is gonna be like.
Yeah.
But I think walking across the street, man, is a lot easier than. Or maybe they'll just hang out at the Golden Corral until it's time to walk over.
Something, man. Like,
Gotta be right.
You make sure make sure that if you need some cash, you stop by that Pinnacle Bank ATM right there. So stop by that Pinnacle Bank ATM, grab some cash on your way to Bellevue West.
Oh, man, it's shameless. Well, guess what? If you can't do that, then you may need to stop over to Centris and hit their ATM.
I don't know if there's one right there. I'm just talking about, I know there's a Pinnacle Bank ATM right there.
Just
right
talking about proximity. Obviously.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, it's proximity.
That's all
I understand, Jerome. Very smart.
No, I usually
There's a lot going on in that little itty bitty cranium of yours.
Not sure if you know this, but the Pinnacle Bank Game of the Week is back for the high school sports season this year. So,
oh, bless your heart.
I usually park
man.
up in the neighborhood.
So if I'm still breathing and relatively functional, that is definitely the Friday night game I'm going to, because that will be a 36-hour stretch where I'll be at work back here Friday morning. We'll have practice with whatever happens against North the previous night. If I can make it to 7, you best believe I'm watching. Unless he puts us on a scout. You know, you best
definitely
believe
going to put you on a scout.
He might.
Have you ever met Paul Lamangi? He's putting you on a scout, dog.
You guys, what? Couple of more. I'm surrounded by Denny Downers, man. Like,
no, that's just facts.
We play both teams, so we just don't play them the next week. So maybe he'll say, "Hey,
maybe an advanced scout.
Let's go advanced scout." And we'll all go to the game. It wouldn't be the first time we've all went to Bellevue West before.
I know, but you played them the next week.
Okay.
Details. That was week 0 2 years ago. I sat with you like it was. You played them week 1. Like I was there.
Why are you always bringing up details?
Sorry about all the facts that I just presented. Mike, if I'm going to high school football next week, obviously I can't go Thursday to see Millard North, Millard West, because of the Nebraska game. Where should I go on Friday?
Well, there's a handful of options that
we mentioned Central Bellevue West, but
Central Bellevue West is Friday. Papillion-La Vista South is Friday. Bennington at Waverly, huge game.
That is a good one.
Newman at Norfolk Catholic.
I'm not going, but okay.
Gretna at Elkhorn High. Elkhorn North at Pius. Scott at Norris. You could.
Interesting.
Yeah, you could.
That's got to reload on the fly.
I could what?
You could go to Sydney at Cozad.
That's where Austin's probably going.
Yeah. Omaha Gross at Lakeview. Ashland Greenwood at DC West. DC West opening up their brand new facility and for their first, competition game there. And then a bigger one, pretty big one, I think, is Boone Central at Cedar Catholic.
Wow, out of the gates.
That's a lot.
Class B out of the gates.
Wow, Boone Cedar Catholic. That's the opener?
Yeah.
I'm probably sticking in either the Omaha or Lincoln regions. I'm probably not going west of Lincoln.
Elkhorn South at Lincoln East.
That's interesting.
Or sorry, Lincoln East at Elkhorn South is another one.
Flipping.
So you mentioned Gretna Elkhorn. How's Elkhorn going to be this year?
New coach, new system, it's going to look a total way different. Coach McVeigh comes over from Gretna, and if you remember, Coach McVeigh was at Bellevue West as the defensive coordinator, and then he went to Gretna, and now he's the head coach at Elkhorn High. So I'm guessing
personally, he's a guy I like.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're going to open it
as
up.
a person.
Yeah, they're going to probably open that offense up a little bit. It's going to look a little different, I think, defensively. Obviously, they're going to open that up too a little bit, I think. I would just assume that's what he's ran before. Hey, remember Wade McVeigh was it 2021 when Bellevue West won it? Last time they won it, was it 21?
Was it that recent?
I thought it was it
19 or 21?
19. I know 19. I know.
Did they win one after 19?
Yeah. Whichever one that was, if you remember, that game, the state championship game was in the snow. I remember interviewing Coach McVeigh afterwards because they had finished the season giving up 63 points total for the whole season.
Yeah. I don't think we didn't have that number in mind for a couple years later for season point totals given up.
Yeah, but that's insane, really. If you think about it, Because even like the JV portion of the game in the fourth quarter,
you're still not giving anything up.
Was there a team a few years later that gave up something in the 40s?
Oh, I don't know. Was it?
I think they had 11 shutouts that year. I don't know.
I don't know. But I'm just, coach. So that's Coach McVay at Elkhorn. So it's going to look a little bit different.
Was it Miller North?
Funny, man. Hey, can I ask you something about him? So you know I'm a huge AB guy, and Robbie, turn your ears off because I don't want to say I hate to even bring up Miller North, but I love their AD, I love their principal. I'll rock with Miller North, and I'm an AB guy. Is that kind of that confidence, kind of that bravado? Like you watch him work, he's got the hoodie, the glasses, the flat bill, the cool delivery. Like is his team is Miller North to the point now where they kind of pick up on his, he's got the super likable staff, like the confidence vibe. Do they have his swag?
I think so. Yeah. I think going into year 2, year 1, you're going from Coach Petito, who never had a whistle at practice, which is very different. And
I know. I asked 2 of our coaches. We got 2 guys that don't carry whistles, right? And I'm like, how do you never have a piece of paper? You never have a whistle. How do you coach? And they inevitably know how I feel about Coach Petito, and that's what gets thrown in my face. Well, how about you? And I'm like, all right, when you get 43 years under your belt and multiple state, we'll rock. But
got a handful of state titles.
But that's what they used to. That's what they used to muffle me.
Hey, watching Coach Petito work at practice it was awesome. Like, because he just. It's not even like he didn't even blow a whistle like with his mouth. He just was like, all right. And like people would just stop. It was not a lot of screaming, yelling, nothing like that. It just the respect factor that he had was phenomenal. And he's going in the Miller North Hall of Fame, by the way, in a couple weeks here. So
next week.
Actually. Yeah, next week.
Yeah, because that's the same day they're renaming
Eric Crouch Street.
Eric Crouch, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I would know. Just no. Our guy Behringer sent me. He sent me the thing. He's like, "Hey, you should come." I was like, "All right, dope. I'm there."
Man,
we'll be there.
Hurt my feelings. I knew him way before you did. I've even hung out with him.
Yeah.
I don't get any invites.
Well, you're not a Miller North guy.
Oh, that hurts.
It's probably fair.
Shut up, Jerome. Nobody asked.
You just said, I don't want to shut your ears, Ravi. I don't want to give any love to.
Is that how I said it?
Kind of.
You're imitating. They
might have put a fudge in there.
Really giggling, Gary? Is it that funny?
It's a little funny.
That's cute. Jerome, I want to get back to business here.
Okay.
What do you expect to see? You've been to both camps. How about Thursday night with West Side and North? No love loss. I mean, clearly it should be pretty intense. Like what? Coach Samanji, Coach Martin go way back. They've got a great working relationship, though. But what do you expect to see after seeing both teams in camp?
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of I don't think there's animosity or anything, right? I don't think there's that, right? I don't feel that anyway. Oh. And I was gonna say super respected coaches. They both, both of them really respect each other. You could probably say they're friends. I don't know. I think that game's probably closer than people think it'll be.
Who thinks it's not? It's 2 top 4 programs. Who thinks?
Okay. Here's where this is. All the conversation, and I have not, said this publicly yet. But the tiers, right? We have, Miller South, clearly a tier by their own, no question, clearly a tier by their own, and then West Side's clearly a tier by their own too. And then it's kind of a handful of Omaha North, Elkhorn South, those kind of teams in that next kind of tier, but they're way down the list. That's the conversations that people have had with me. Okay. And I'm I don't know, man. I think North is probably better than we think. Now, caveat to North, losing 4 of their 5 offensive linemen is not great, especially against West Side in week 1. Not awesome, right? Doesn't really give you a lot of confidence. So if they can get that kind of wrapped together, I think that game has a chance to be pretty good and pretty competitive. Hopefully there isn't 2-hour weather delay at halftime or whatever.
For you, what you see with what they want to do, how closely is what they decide to do at quarterback related to what they want to do up front?
Well, it's going to be Elijah Cannon at North, right? He's going to be their quarterback. Super solid, right? Like, was really good in 7-on-7 all year. Obviously, he helped them win it. But their strength of their team is running the ball and Drawn Cannon, which, by the way, they're not brothers. Running the ball and getting the ball to Darian Jones is definitely a thing. Like, they're going to do that. They're going to try everything they can to do that. Their real strength is their back end of their defense, second level and their third level. Their defensive backs are really good. You put Jones in there. Jermaine Dortch is one in there. Their linebackers, led by Max Clark, is obviously can get to the ball and find the ball. That's their strength. Again, the upfront thing is, like Marquise McIntyre-Daly is really going to have to step up big time up front for them on the defensive end. So, they're playing Max Clark a little bit of both ways too, which is, that's a pretty solid blocker, right? Is like a tight end, displaced tight end, slot guy.
He's so stinking smart.
Yes.
His football IQ is through the roof. So I think if anybody can make that adjustment, I don't worry about his fitness. I mean, he's a monster, but his football IQ is pretty high.
Yeah, he's great. When you have 33 tackles for loss or whatever he had last year, that's pretty good.
Well, I think 6 were against us. No, I'm dead serious.
No, I know.
If you're us, right, you go Purify and Eli and Braylon Warren. Right. If you're watching us and you get the headsets, you get to go be the cheat code for Coach Martin. Are you taking away the perimeter, or are you starting with Tate?
I think you got to cut the head of the snake if you can, because your strength again is defensive backs. So hopefully you can line up pretty good there. Don't forget Bryson Williams, right? Is he going to play a little wide receiver maybe?
Oh yeah,
yeah. So Bryson's really good.
Yeah,
really good.
Telling secrets out here.
Yeah. No, he played 7-on-7 like wide receiver. So it's not people have seen it.
Start with Tate since it's going.
I'm a big Bryson Williams guy.
Yeah, I do think trying to stop Tate is what you do first, right? Because your strength of your defense again is your defensive backs. So if you can try and stop the run, then maybe you just try and take your chances going 1-on-1 or whatever against your guys versus their guys throwing the ball.
I'll be curious. Something we're going to have to figure out early is what they want to play on the back end, because sometimes playing a ton of man-to-man doesn't always help you in the run game if you want to get an eighth in the box. So like that cat and mouse for me is going to be fascinating. Probably one of the keys outside of special teams. Let me give you another one, because I feel like for the first time maybe in his tenure since he's been at Bellevue West, nobody really knows much about what Bellevue West may look like or what they want to do. They clearly, and he's really good at manufacturing chips. They easily could have a chip on the shoulder at Bellevue West. How do you cap Bellevue West and Central?
Bellevue West. Well, Will Anderson comes back, third year in the program, second year starter, clear leader.
I want to know who his strength trainer is.
He looks big.
That's what I want to know. Where's that guy going to work out?
He's gotten better, right? Like the key for them keeping Will Anderson on the field and healthy, right? There were games where like he had banged up, come out, or plays he have to come out and all that. I will tell you, watching them, okay, I was there Friday last week in the afternoon, had to be inside in the old gym and like wasn't great, but they still had, shells on and helmets working a little bit. It wasn't, obviously you can't do a lot. It was basically a walkthrough, which stinks because they were supposed to be outside, but the weather made them move inside. They're up front, their line, this is the best line they've had in years. And they're all young. Like,
I know they got good size up front.
They're all young. Like they're a bunch of young dudes. So if they don't get it done, make a big run this year, obviously next year need to figure out the quarterback position with Will leaving. They're going to be pretty good next year. Like I think they're going to be pretty good. Now, they do have a lot of speed and skill with Jermaine Green is their leader, a wide receiver. Listen to this, Jermaine Green, Northern Illinois commit. He told me he made a playbook just for all the young receivers that he did by himself and gave it to them in the offseason. He put it together all by himself. That's some significant leadership there. So, and he was coaching up receivers. Like one receiver didn't get the play right, and Coach Huffman just said, Jermaine, help him. Tell him what to do,
that's cool for Coach Huffman's evolution too. I like
that.
Yeah,
very, very much so. And then Jermaine was like, no, you got to, like, he saw him kind of coaching up the younger receivers. So I like Bellevue West team. They just maybe a year away, but I think they're probably a little more dangerous than you think. And there's a lot of depth up there too. I think they feel good about, anywhere from 8 to 10 guys up front. And that's not even saying like Mike Santiago.
Unusual. He's a big, strong kid. Boy,
he's
looked already.
He's a sophomore, Iowa State offer, Florida State offer, and just a sophomore. And he's not a two-way guy. He's just defensive tackle. So that tells you how big they are and good they are up front and how good they feel about that up front.
Yeah, they're going to have to go with Haney and company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's Central, like, okay, their safeties obviously very good. Like, they're long, athletic dudes. Pittman, Caprice Keith. They're going to move. They look like they move Caprice Keith around a little bit. And Haney looks really good. Like, he's if he can get to the second level, it's going to be really hard to tackle him. Like, he's just going to pop runs because he's so fast and big and strong. And I'm telling you, like, barrel chested, like he looks really good.
Extremely violent runner.
Yes. I said this last year, and it was, I went to practice and it was a photo I'll never forget kind of taking. It was like from the side, and he kind of was lifting his leg up, and it was I was like, man, and maybe it's just because I was at Central, but I was like, dang, he looks like a smaller shoulder pad wearing Calvin Jones. Like, because Calvin wore those big shoulder pads back then. But
that is
like
hallowed ground, but I'll rock with it.
I mean, just, it was just probably the Central comp. But and then, they have some speed at Central. Like, Yasir Grigsby's a nice player, had a nice year as a freshman last year. He's going to two-way. So Central does have a lot of guys playing both ways, right? Caprice and Torrey, they'll play receiver too. And then Yasir will play corner and probably both ways. But BJ Newsom's the key for them because BJ can step up in that pocket. He's not afraid of stepping up in the pocket, making a play. Like, really tough, really smart. There was a little, like, chippy going on at practice, and he just walked over and was like, hey, not like leadership there. He kind of walked into that and kind of stopped it. So
that's totally his dad. That is Bernard through and through. Are you and Jacob having a watch party tonight for volleyball?
Jacob will be covering it. Like I said, I'll be at Sandy Creek in Central City for practice.
Man, you got to get back in a hurry. I mean, it's Pitt.
Hey, man.
It'd be nice if it was Pitt like 6 years ago, even though you are going to get the returning player of the year. But I mean, you could have had a watch party in Platteview if it was a couple years ago and it was Pitt, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm in full football mode. I did stop down at the Battle at the Buell last night after I was at the Millard South Patriots football practice yesterday. So I went down. That was really cool to see that, just all the people, and it was a really, really neat event, I thought, for high school sports and the kind of what Millard did. There was as you guys know, that was a pretty big lift to get that done.
Yeah,
it's cool to see the coaches collab, man. Like,
right.
We had them on the day before, and it's so good natured. I was kind of watching from afar. I didn't want to mess up Austin's flow because I know he loves volleyball, but just to watch them interact during the interview with Ravi and AJ, like that's how you pull stuff like that off if you're trying to grow the game collectively.
Yeah, I mean, one of those coaches is my kid's PE teacher, so
Nice.
Oh, for real, they are. Like,
no,
Well,
I
he
understand.
talked about Wessel, right? He talked about teaching elementary.
I didn't say the name.
He said he taught elementary. What do you want me to do with that? He already said it on air.
Listen,
Hey,
Jerome, he's been running his mouth all morning. So don't
Hey,
worry.
Wessel, though, go Flyers.
You're silly. All right, buddy.
All right, Mike.
I don't know what the defender thing they're trying to do up there, but Flyers all day.
Shots fired.
Enjoy the weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, Lincoln Southeast tomorrow morning, so looking forward to seeing them too.
All right,
There we go. That's Mike Sautter, Hurrdat Sports, NEBPreps.
Real quick, I just want to say something. That's 2 weeks in a row I have not cussed on this show.
Let's
Proud
go.
of you. Proud of you.
Hey, do you like my bobble?
No, stupid. Hey, watch this. I got a new addition. Brees Hall, thanks to Connor. Sorry. Yeah, we just got Brees Hall here. Colin.
I love you, Jerome.
Colin Stillen, card guy. He gave me this.
There you go.
All right, buddy.
Go Brees.
Glad it came to you.
That's Mike
Hey, you know how many names I've gone through in my brain in the last 2 weeks? A lot.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
We'll be right back with Bet On It, brought to you by War Horse Sportsbook here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
At Centrist Federal Credit Union, we have the tools and resources to help our members fulfill their financial goals. With a focus on building a stronger community for the next generation of leaders. Centrist Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything we do here is all about development, right? From a recruiting standpoint, and Emmett's really your first person. And in my room, going through the 3-year car wash, 4-year car wash. He's going into his 3rd year with us, and he's developed every aspect of his game. Started with just seeing reads. It started with pass protection. Now it's as he's accomplished all of the things of the running back position. Now he's really at the last stage and really focused on his body. Really focused last offseason. Really started to really put the hammer on him as far as getting his weight right. And now he's carrying 205, 203 consistently, and he can tell the difference. We can tell the difference. He's running behind his pads. He's getting physical when he needs to get physical. Everybody knows he can move laterally, but now he's starting to understand the difference between 205 and 193 and what that looks like. And so we're pretty pleased with that.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, and I'm proud to announce Warhorse Sportsbook is back with us for football season this year. We'll make our picks in Bet On It every Friday. Don't forget, you can make your picks and your bets at Warhorse Casino, either in Lincoln or in Omaha. They've got 2 great locations. Make sure you go check them out. If you have any questions, need any details, need to see what promotions they've got going on, go to warhorsecasino.com/sportsbook. Make sure you go place those bets in person at 7055 South 1st Street in Lincoln or 6303 Q Street in Omaha. All right, DB, we've got real college football this weekend.
We do, man.
Let's make some picks.
Picks.
And I think we're going to try and keep track this year.
Yeah.
And see.
So can I get a trial run, or are we like?
No, well, this is week 0, so this doesn't count.
All right.
Right. So we'll get our bearings in week 1, and then week 2 or week 0, and then week 1 we'll start going, make our real picks. You can choose what games you want to pick. I'll choose what games I want to pick. There's only 5 games to pick from this week, so we'll pick all of them. But that's the plan.
All right,
our friends from Warhorse.
Well, let's rock with it.
We're going to save Farmageddon for last because that's my favorite one. Let's start in reverse order. Stanford is a 2.5-point dog at Hawaii. We talked with B about this a little bit yesterday.
Right. Hard game to cap because you don't really know what Stanford is bringing to the table. I think I know how Hawaii wants to play. I don't love the number or the public
Movement.
money shift of +2.5 to -2.5. But once it crosses the 0, normally I like to take the team that the action moves away from. And in this case, it would be the Cardinal.
Oh, interesting.
It is because it's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't feel good about that at all.
And general rule of thumb, I don't like bad teams on the road.
Mm-hmm.
My job is not to play the matchup. It is to play the line. Reluctantly, I will take the Cardinal plus the 2.5.
I'm going to go with Hawaii. Got my guy Timmy Chang at the helm, right? Former great at the University of Hawaii.
You know exactly how they want to play.
Yeah, I know exactly what to expect from them. I have no idea what to expect from Stanford. That makes me uncomfortable. And I get that they're closer than most people. They do have to go to Hawaii. That's not a great trip.
Oh man, they just get on a little puddle jumper. They put all 14 guys on their roster and just get over to the island. That'll be fine. It's Palo Alto. They probably took a boat.
It's still like a 6-hour flight from California.
I'm sailing away.
You seem like a big Sticks guy.
No, it was Cartman on South Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you've got Stanford. I'm going to take the favorite Hawaii at home because I don't trust Stanford as far as I can throw them.
Oh, but hey, go Rainbow.
Hey, my guy, Timmy Chang.
Wait, are they
the Rainbow Warriors?
Wait, I thought we dropped one of those.
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure. I'm going to double check for you right now.
I mean, we already got Cracker Barrel rebranding. Why not have a new name for Hawaii? I'm sorry.
They didn't change their name, just their logo.
To sports.
I believe they're the Rainbow Warriors.
All right, we'll stick with the Rainbow.
That's what we're looking at, I think.
Bunch of Skittles right
Unless
now.
Wikipedia is lying to me, which is entirely possible.
Yeah, did you go with Instant AI?
I went both, and I scrolled down to see the actual sources, and I think we're sticking with Rainbow Warriors.
You and Balk Dog with that artificial intelligence.
You got to be careful.
Man, he's trying to ram it down my throat.
Yeah.
I'm not an AI guy, especially in education.
Well, and listen, a lot of times it gets it wrong, so it just does. Sometimes it comes up with nonsense.
Shoot.
Sam Houston, 10.5-point dog at Western Kentucky.
Yeah, I like the Hilltoppers. 10.5 is a lot in an opener.
Yeah, I don't love the number.
That's fine, man.
But I can't in good conscience take Sam Houston.
No, I want you to.
I'm not going to. You can't make me.
Well, I mean, big whole language guy, right? Why would you seem like a guy that would take a team that spells cats with a K?
It's Bearcats.
I think you should go with, win one for the Alamo team.
Much like Nebraska's got next week, we're not rooting for any Bearcats in the openers.
Yeah, I'll take WKU and lay the 10.5, all of it.
This one I think is super interesting. Fresno State, 13-point dog at Kansas. I think this one's super interesting because I think that number's too big. I like Fresno State. I like Matt Entz. I think that could potentially be a really good football team relatively. I don't know what to do with Kansas. I don't know what's left of Jalen Daniels. There's rumors about that guy like limping around campus like he's 80 years old. I have no idea what to do with them. And
does he get ARP?
He might. I think it's biological age, not how he feels. Because if it was how he feels, he would definitely be getting them Social Security checks already.
Yeah, I might have to go get a loan from my guy Buddha Wright at this rate.
I know. I mean, I think Daniels is arthritic at this point. I don't like my chances there. I do think Fresno State's good though. I think that number's too big.
Yeah, I'll take the Bulldog as well.
Absolutely.
13.5, too much.
This one's interesting just because of one of the teams involved. Idaho State at UNLV, 26.5-point favorite. It's a huge number, but I'm absolutely fascinated by the Dan Mullen situation at UNLV and what he's attempting to pull off there. I don't know what to do with it.
Is Idaho State in Pocatello?
We're going to look it up.
They seem like a big Pocatello. Why is Pocatello on the brain for me?
I have no idea.
I think I'm right. I don't know.
It is in Pocatello, Idaho.
Let's go.
Well
Give me
done.
UNLV just for that reason.
Well done.
I'd lay all 26 in the hook going away. I don't know how Idaho State's going to get a stop.
Yeah, I'm going to assume just on pure talent, this one's going to overwhelm them.
Yeah, there'll be a ton of points scored in this one. What's the total? 60. It's in the 60s guaranteed, right?
The total for 65.5.
Yeah, there's going to be
See
some.
how quick I got that for you?
Are you learning how to Google?
No, I just happen to have it up.
Oh, at least you're honest. I can respect the hustle. Yeah, give me the Rebel.
All
and,
right,
all 26.5.
I agree with you on that one. Kansas State and Iowa State, Farmageddon across the pond over in Ireland. Kansas State's a 3-point favorite here. Talked about this one a little bit with B. Edwards yesterday as well. Coming at you from Aer Lingus College Football Classic. That's the name of the thing.
I'm well.
What do you want me to do?
I'm well aware.
Nebraska played there a couple years ago.
Oh,
people forget about that Nebraska game in Ireland.
No, they don't. They actually don't.
Kansas State's a 3-point favorite here. I'll go first this time. I like Iowa State. I'm a big Iowa State guy this year.
Yeah, no secrets here for me.
Yeah.
I dabble this every which way but loose.
Yeah.
Right. I take the points.
You like the money line?
I like the money line.
Let me see what I can get. What do I get on the money line here?
I would guess with 3, you got to be getting like plus 128, plus 130, maybe.
You go all the way plus 135. You get a little juice here.
Really?
Yeah, I'll take the plus 135.
Yeah, I'll take a tad bit on the old MLer, and I will give me all. Listen, I'll take those 3. I think the points are a gift in this one. I think they went out right. I'm always going to take the points.
I agree.
I'll take it.
It's a 51.5-point total. How do you feel about the total in this game?
So what's that put me at? 27-24?
Basically, yeah. 28-24 if you're over, yeah.
Seems like both quarterbacks are better than that.
I don't totally trust Avery Johnson. I don't know what to do. Like I don't know.
That's interesting because there's not much difference in the consistency between he and Beck. Are you going with just the year 2 thing?
No, just like the way they make
Is
me
it the
feel
pretty
when I
hair?
watch them.
What is it
just
bugging?
how I feel when I watch
What's bugging
him.
you about Abe?
I
don't think I think he gave away the sports car. Did you read that the other day?
Oh, good for him.
It's like
That doesn't really change how I feel.
I'm from Manhattan and I'm not a bum.
Did he sing that?
No, that would be the Beastie Boys, and it's a different Manhattan.
Yeah, that'd be Mike D.
I'm not a big Beastie Boys guy, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
No sleep, man, till Brooklyn.
I don't like their
Big Paul Revere guy?
No.
Here's a little story you got to tell about 3 bad brothers you know so well.
Not a big Paul Revere guy.
Started way back in history with that Rhyme MCA and me, Mike D.
I'm cool there.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't like.
Way before your time.
I don't like Beastie Boys.
Weren't even in the womb. Not even a twinkle in old Rose's eye.
I feel like their music grates on my ears.
Really?
I don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna save my racial blast because I have to come. The next one I say has to be a gem after you getting me this morning.
What did I do?
So I'm gonna make sure I tee this thing up correctly when I let the Scud fire.
I'm just
I'll
saying.
take the clones.
You started it.
I did not.
Matt Campbell all the way. That's my guy.
Hope you're right. Get them off
That's-
to a good start before they got to see the old Hawkeyes.
That is Bet On It, brought to you by War Horse Sportsbook. Make sure you get out to their location in Lincoln or in Omaha. That's Bet On It by War Horse Sportsbook. Coming up next, Matt Vrzal to wrap up the show and the week here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Carter, coming off his surgery that he had in January, is moving around really, really well right now. Just every day, he's still, we talk about he's still been in less than 200 or 50 double teams in his lifetime. So just getting used to play in the box in that area, all the receiver stuff, route running things, that comes with ease for him. And he's really athletic and has some great traits and can be a mismatch out there. Where he is there is good. We just have to get the physical component for his game to catch up, to everybody else. Heinrich, from spring to now, is a total different tight end. I'm really proud of the steps that he's taken from the spring to the summer camp, from week 1 to week 2, from week 2 to week 3. He's working at it. He's getting more comfortable playing the physical nature of the position, and look forward to seeing what he does this season moving forward, because he's just going to keep getting better and better. He's got a lot of upside.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live. Now let's find out what Matt Vrzal is better at: telling stories or making pizza.
Matt.
Matt's an exceptional young man.
Matt Vrzal.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Matt, he's a tremendous athlete.
Matt Vrzal.
Come on, Matt, I'm with you.
Like Matt Vrzal, you're one of the sexiest people in the world, but you're not one of the most beautiful. How does that happen?
Here is Matt Vrzal.
All right, Matt, thank you very much.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, as we wrap up the show and wrap up the week as we always do with our guy, Matt Vrzal, former Husker, owner of Piezons. What's going on, Verz?
What is up, fuckers?
Matty V, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing all right. Damon, how are you?
I'm good. Hey, I got a question. What was Nancy letting you guys kind of listen to what you wanted to when you were growing up in high school, or was that censored?
Nance really didn't have much say. By the way, shout out to my guy Cash Butenbach. Happy birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday, Cash with a K.
Happy birthday, Sugar Shane. A couple days.
That's right. I forgot Sugar Shane's birthday.
Oh, man, I'm sorry, Shane.
Yeah, Shane, I look out for you. These two turds don't. Okay, so.
All
right, here's a good story for you.
Awful early to be kind of turdy, isn't it?
Wyatt, we lived across the street from the mall in Grand Island.
Yeah.
And so I had gone over there. I had the Bronco, so I was like, oh, yeah, this is sweet. And it had a tape player in it. So I went over, and this was before the parental advisory. And I had bought 2 Live Crew.
Oh, boy.
And so I kind of had it hidden in the Bronco.
Just head first in the lyrics, huh? Just no toe in the water.
Well, I think I had the Beastie Boys. No, it wasn't the Beastie Boys.
No, that would be great, Verz. Everybody needs a little bit of this in their life. You know what I mean?
I had Run DMC Case.
What do you think?
That's a great song.
Is
And
that not a classic?
I can do that on karaoke too. So anyway,
now that I want to see.
I would pay to see that. 100%.
BC Boy, that song, Paul Revere, Bust a Move by Young MC.
Okay.
And
No,
Devil
just
Went Down
stand
to
there,
Georgia.
bust a move.
And Devil Went Down to Georgia. I will bust all those out on karaoke. But
we're doing
Run DMC Case took the 2 Live Crew cassette and put it in the Run DMC case. So I was like, man, I'm pretty smart. And so the old man, who was he liked music, so he had taken the Bronco and he was like, man, I'm going to listen to this Run DMC. And he popped in the 2 Live Crew cassette tape. And I came home and that thing was sitting, just the cassette tape was sitting on the driveway. And I was like, uh-oh. Not like on the porch, like on the driveway.
Hey, had he pulled all the, what was it? It's not ribbon,
Nope,
whatever.
Nope. There's violence in our family. There was a sledgehammer sitting next to the 2 Live Crew tape. And I was like, ooh, like we are in a bad spot. And I thought I was just going to be able to sneak inside. And just like I have a movie, the garage door goes up. And I was like, oh, man. Not a word was said. Eye contact was made. My 5'8" father picked up the sledgehammer and smashed the 2 Live Crew tape.
Out here acting like John Henry or somebody.
Threw the sledgehammer over his shoulder and looked at me and did not say a word, but the message was clear. We ain't doing this.
Wow.
And so then we didn't try that anymore. No, Nance is too passive. Nance is a get along. She would be like, no, do you think that's appropriate? And I'm like, what everybody's listening to.
That is an absolute gem.
I'm a little surprised you didn't hand the sledgehammer to you and make you do it.
Weren't you like, but Pops, man, it's Uncle Luke. Yeah, I got your Uncle Luke, Matthew. Oh, that's beautiful. Hey, I've been meaning to ask you, man, as they'll probably release some sort of a depth chart here coming up in Nebraska. We talked last week about, depth, and for you, I get you cross-train. I get it. But fundamentally, what does it boil down to, the difference between left tackle and right tackle these days with passing game for you?
The right, I understand the blindside, because for so long in football that blindside shot became just so deadly. Like it was, it's what we all watched because we wanted to see. Can he win this, and can he basically snap the quarterback's spine? The way things are put in place now to protect the quarterback, I still think the left tackle is valuable, but I think the right has kind of increased in their valuability, whatever that word is, to the team, value to the team. It's really, you'll find it's kind of nice if you're right-handed to play left tackle, because your push foot is your dominant foot. So it's easier for you to get to those points. You see your better athletes that are right-handed that play right tackle. Now the lefts are very athletic as well. But when you can get on your dominant foot and push, I like that. I think that the gap has closed between the two positions. I think they're both almost of equal value now, where you would probably put your best athlete at left.
So when do you think that happened, or why do you think that happened? I guess because for a long time you say, oh, left tackle, that's the good one. Right tackle, you kind of live with that one, right? Like that's sort of the perception of the position. When or why do you think that started to change?
When they started to be more protective of quarterbacks with calls.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I mean that's, your dominant rushers always used to line up on the right side of the defense, right?
Yeah.
Now they move them everywhere. Like, you'll see the Watts move around and shoot. They'll be down in the 3. They'll play the 3 technique. So now the defense is just trying to take advantage of mismatch, because they know that they can't just send that guy off the edge, get in that low lean, and then try to break the quarterback in half. They'll bring it from wherever.
I think the RPO and the quick game, and kind of how the passing game of the NFL is, I think, changed it too. Because I was talking to a coach yesterday about like true drop back in college football, and he's roughly kind of just rifling through like 5 or 6 teams that are really good with like 5 to 7 step drop. He said the rest of these passing games are so conceptual based on like the meshes and then RPOs that, pass protection is kind of like just getting by these days, because there are so many other things with the rules changes where you don't get those 5 to 7 traditional deep dropbacks. That seemed like a good point that I guess I wouldn't have thought of either.
Yeah, that's fair. Offensive is, and honestly, a lot of coaches that don't have the luxury of just having a big set of monsters up front, that's what they did to counteract that. It's like, yeah, you may have a great pass rusher. I doubt he can get here in 1.3 seconds. So good luck. And now he can go run around and chase, my little receiver on a tunnel screen, or go chase a flat route, to try to jump on the pile. You bet. Let's do that. Yeah, it's just the game will always evolve. Like the times of the old NFL where LT would come off the edge and try to kill people, and then the offensive coordinator on the other side was so stubborn. He's like, nope, this is what we're doing. We're doing this. Now it's evolved where it's more of a chess match.
I saw a ridiculous stat the other day. Of course, they were overanalyzing, and I know you don't like him, but I'm just defending him now because me. It's like the contrarian. Since everybody's gone out of their way to kill Caleb Williams, I'm like, man, I sure hope he does well. But anyway, they were putting the digital clock on him in terms of getting the ball out of his hand. And he was something like, I don't know, I think he was 6 of 6 on balls that came out of his hands in 3 seconds or less. Like that is true quick game, right? Did you ever think you'd get to a time where the balls were coming out? We started with the 7-on-7 5-second clock, then it was 4-second clock. Now 3-second is actually quick game. I mean, that thing is moving. But I guess if you want to negate these pass rushers now, you're probably not trying to hold the ball very long, are you?
Yeah. I mean, and I'll give credit where credit's due. The first drive of that game, Caleb Williams looked like the prince that was promised. Okay. But much like the movie Bull Durham, he started feeling himself. He was 5 of 6 in the first drive and 1 of 4 in the next one.
Yeah, one was a screen and then a throwaway. That doesn't count.
So you think they got in the huddle and said, all right, guys, we're going to throw the ball away on 2, on second set.
Wow.
Like, there's a read that's got to get made there. Like,
jeez, man.
You're feeling yourself a little bit. But the first drive, he did look good. Like, he looked real good. And I think for him, the less you allow him to think he's got to heave 160 yards, the better. Because, Johnson has proved his offense works. And it's creative, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and it puts strain on the defense. But your guy pulling the trigger has to pull the trigger. Like, we don't need the 60-yard bomb. We need the 5-yard out just to kind of start to grind this thing. So, yeah, I mean, listen, you want to make your lineman happy? Get rid of the ball in 2.8 seconds. They'll be like, man, this is the greatest quarterback ever.
Or run that thing, right?
We got pass pro for like a second. This is awesome.
I just think it's kind of a testament to what Nebraska wants to do. Like, if you're able to have it really come down to crunch time, what you want to do at tackle between, like, you know, Gatula and Pritchett and Canuck and our main man Teddy P. Like, you got to look at development and a positive too. But you're schematically, you have to be playing in a way that plays to those guys' strengths too, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing that you and I have talked about for what seems like a decade. We have competition at positions now.
Yeah.
Perceived competition. I don't perceive it the same way
I think it's legit. I really do this time.
On the left, the left, there's one clear option for me. But I don't go to practice every day. So I think maybe that competition is
so who would that be? Matt, you?
I am starting Pritchett.
Gotcha.
There's no, if it's an olive branch to the other guy, like, oh, you're still in it, buddy, keep trying. Yeah, no. Like, you want to get paid like a grown man, I'm going to call you like a grown man. Like, that's a grown man, that Pritchett kid.
Mm-hmm.
But we have competition. Like, for how many years did we already know? Oh, these are the guys starting. And everybody pressing the panic button. I can't believe they don't have starters named. They blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, this is awesome. They are competing for jobs.
Yeah.
So now you're going to see who's an apex competitor. Does it consume you to be the starter? Are you willing to go out and sacrifice every day to go do this? Not just during camp, not just every day. That guy's right behind you, willing to take your job. And all you got to do is screw up 2-3 plays in a practice, and then you're going to be watching and he's going to be playing.
I think the only time we'll think having options is cool as a fan base versus how do you not know is based on wins. If you're winning, then competition then competition is like the coolest thing in America if you're winning. Yeah. If you're not winning, it's like, really? We've won X amount of games. How do you not know?
But you got the other side, though, that says, well, we're not winning. Might as well put the other guy in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good point. That's actually this guy over here all year with the secondary last year.
I mean, yeah. What do you say all the time? Well,
we haven't won with you.
Yeah, I haven't won with you. I can try and lose without you. You know, that's kind of how I felt about the secondary.
That secondary is going to be nasty.
I hope so, man. I really do, because I think they have a lot of pressure on the perception. Right, the Big Ten was there, and they're talking to Singleton and Buford and Hartzog and those guys, and they the consensus around here is those guys are going to be I hope you're right, because if those guys are good, and you're getting the depth along the D line, as long as those guys tackle out of the back end, they're going to give themselves a chance. Because a good tackling secondary allows you to bring your D line along too, right? They kind of go hand in hand.
A good D-line makes your secondary coverage look real good.
And vice versa. Good coverage outside the numbers can help you in your run game too, right? I mean, bringing them hammers down.
Like them, like that defensive line. And I'm excited to see it. And it's going to be a change of optics, because we had two, greatest name in NFL football, greatest name in the Vanilla Gorilla and Nash, where you're a two-gap guy, right? The luxury of having a two-gap guy, you don't see those, and we had two of them. But now as the defensive line transitions into speed, power, all those things, I was really impressed. I don't know the defense coordinator's name yet, because I gotta wait to see him play a couple games. But their blitz stunt packages that they were running the day I was there and saw it, I was like, man, these are really well designed and even better, really well executed, again, down to minute detail. Like, it's great. You think you got home. When we get in a game, that gap you just went through isn't going to be there. That gap we've created for you with defensive line movement isn't going to be there in the game. So you better get closer to the defensive lineman that's doing his job and then you can, you'll have the success. But the attention to intricate detail was really nice.
I love the fact you said that, because we've been talking for probably the last month and a half, because there's a little bit of this fear, that Nebraska, it might not be as stout as they were to be able to stop the run. And without using video, the words that you just said schematically, with whether you're run blitzing or gapping guys out to put them on the move, can be equally as effective with quote unquote lighter, quicker guys. If that's your scheme, right? There's multiple ways to skin a cat in terms of stopping the run.
Oh yeah. And it's like I said, we can do a lot of things. It's just going to I think something that might be exciting is that it's going to look quick, like it's going to look fast, and it's going to look like our pressure is going to bring the pain and bring the ruckus. Because the Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. But if they get in that mindset, and I really like that attacking mindset when you have like your position of defensive line, like is your least proven position. I think your linebackers are good. I really do. I think your secondary is good. So to get them to be in an attack mode where there's no thinking, almost if we flip it back to offense, the 1.5 or the 2.5, 3 second throwing of the ball. If I'm a D-line, I say, hey, coach has got me on the move. I got to be on point here. I got to go. I can't think about this. I don't care where they line up. I don't care what call they make. I'm going because I got to do this for my guy behind me who's relying on me to accomplish this task. And so to see that aggression, I'm really excited about, because I think if it attacks, then you just get in that defensive mindset of attack. One of the funnest things I've ever done in football was we were in Malcolm, and love Malcolm. I will ride or die for the clip joint all my whole life.
The clip joint.
But Twig, when we played, we would come out, and we had kids, and they didn't have a high football IQ yet. But soon as they came out in their formation, we checked just like everybody else. But we didn't check to a base defense. We checked to a blitz. You want to come out in 2x2? Great. We're blitzing it. You want to come out in 3x1? Blitzing that too. You want to come out in 2 tight? Maryland and I, we're blitzing that. So and to watch the boys just get excited, and then watch them want to learn more and more. Why are we doing this? Okay, you got to be in this A, you got to be in this B.
It's almost like we forget, Maddie. You're saying that, like we would walk, like Phil Ellis would get him. He'd play the mug, right? He was 235 pounds, and he would be playing as if he was a shade, right? He's an A gap or outside shoulder of the center, or in a 2-eye, like inside shoulder of the guard, and we would show that look. Do you think fans were saying, "Well, how's that linebacker going to beat that guard?" Right? But we've now convinced ourselves we did it all the time, and sometimes we would only play with 4. Right?
But you're sitting there though, and as a lineman, you're like, why in the fuck is that linebacker right there?
Right.
You're supposed to be at 5, asshole, back up.
And you're gonna get line calls, right? Like
then they would start running twists with the nose and the linebacker, and you're like, okay, what are we doing here?
Foreman tells the funniest story when they started to walk him up, and he's like, "Hey, man, like I'm kind of new to this."
You gotta call him. You got to call him and have him tell the story of when he got to Buffalo. Okay? So he gets to Buffalo, and I don't remember the linebacker coach's name, and I apologize to that guy because I'm sure he's awesome. But he said, Foreman didn't like meeting with him. And he's like, well, what do you think? And what do you think I need to work on? Da-da-da. And the dude said, Jay says he looks down, he looks up and goes, I don't know, motherfucker. He goes, you've been playing the 3 technique for 2 years. We didn't draft you the defensive lineman.
It's like we have short-term memory that we're too small. It's like, you guys, there's multiple ways. He literally was playing in a 3-tech.
But all of you coaches, if you're listening, okay, just make your defense aggressive. Okay, related
You know what? You know what Coach Snow says, Matty, to that? He said you stop the run with toughness, and you stop the pass with talent.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm kind of rock. It needs to be a T-shirt. I'm rocking with that.
Is that our defensive coordinator's name?
Our defense coordinator is Butler. Snow's the guy Snow's the guy that said it though.
Your boy at Westside.
No,
I got
you man. Nebraska's DB coach that was Arizona State's defensive coordinator against us.
Gotcha. Hey man, you know me. I very rarely know names. I know numbers.
I know. You're like everybody else in our era. I say a name and they're like, "Oh, need to learn that for your job? What happened to just the numbers?" And I was like, "Relax, it's fine."
Yeah. But that's, defensive coordinators out there, youth. Well, no, not youth. You just learn. Youth coaches, they're listening. Just learn fundamentals. Okay. Just learn fundamentals.
Yeah.
How to read a block, how to use your hands, how to move your feet. You don't need to be pressuring anybody.
We're gonna bring Jay on Monday. Because you bring up so many good points in this. Like
high school coaches, pressure. Like just that's great. You want to get into empty, you're getting it. Somebody's getting hit. You want to get into
because you can only protect with 5.
Thank you. And that's Twig's philosophy. We're going to bring one more than they got, and our cover guys might not be the best cover guys, but you're going to have to make a decision in 2 seconds. Do you want to chuck it to the stands? Do you want to get hit? Or do you think you can hold on long enough to get it completed?
I'm all in.
Yeah. Love it. Back out old Malcolm.
That is our guy.
I'm still rocking with the clip joint.
Love it.
Yeah, that one, I gave that nickname. That did not go over well. I think I may have been the only one that used that. That one was not well received.
Hey, too much Uncle Luke and Beastie Boys in you. That's what that is.
Oh man, that cassette tape, man, it's maker.
Oh,
that thing got demolished.
That is our guy.
Never tried that move again.
That's our guy, Matt Vrzal. Verz, appreciate the time as always.
Good stuff,
Great
Matty.
stuff. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, fuckers. Have a good one.
Peace.
That is Matt Vrzal, former Husker, owner of Piezons. That's the show for the week. Next week, we are officially in game week.
Shane, you better get that open ready, man. I need a few goosebumps.
We got you covered here on Hurrdat Sports Live. We'll talk to you Monday.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.